FM Talk Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Don't freeze as it gets colder. If your furnace isn't working, Air Comfort Service can get you back in your comfort zone fast with a service call for only $99. Get your furnace serviced. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Ray.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Oh, happy Monday. It's so good to be here with you this afternoon. Good show for you today. We're going to speak with Katie McFarland at 1:30, and we're going to talk to her about this China trip. What are they meeting in Malaysia? I think it is. They're going to meet there, President Trump and she, and you know, it's easy to think, oh, we got to get the tariff thing worked out. There's a whole heck of a lot more riding on a conversation between the United States and China, with the areas of the world that have been settled, or at least we feel a little bit closer to being able to hold our breath now that everything is going to move through in the Middle East the way so many different parties, so many different countries have come together to say, all right, everybody, knock it off. We need to settle things down. We're going to have a version of peace that involves not killing each other. Maybe we don't like each other, but we're going to stop killing each other. Parties are coming to the table to talk with Donald Trump, and now President Trump is meeting with President Xi this week, and I think that's a huge. I think what it looks like right now with our relationship with foreign countries, both in a foreign policy position, but also in an economic position, what it looks like today versus what it's going to look like next Monday, it will be different next Monday. Maybe worse, but maybe better.
This is why the tariffs are so important to the country and to President Trump right now, because he is able to deal from a position of strength in peace with tariffs. Now, it's economic war in a lot of ways, but he's able to do it without bloodshed. This is the greatest strength we have in the world, and he's using it, and it's why he's able to have these meetings because of things like the tariffs, because of our economic power.
Yeah, and he has pushed the issue, and you know, like, there's a part of me. This is so naive. I know this is naive, but there's a part of me where I'm thinking, you know, it was specifically surrounding the, like, if you could even for a couple weeks achieve some sort of peace deal between the Palestinians in Gaza and the Jews in Israel, and then everybody else who's got one toe dipped in that water, some sort of vested interest one way or another. If you could even come to bring them to the table to achieve something that was like, what if, instead of mutual destruction, we tried to get out of each other's way, and let's all just say, let's just invest in our own success without requiring, like, I mean, really, a mutual destruction end goal is what we've been living in. What if, just for once, we didn't do that? And you'd have to have somebody in the middle of that that all parties involved take seriously, that you believe that that's actually what they want, not that they're setting you up for some sort of failure, some sort of capitulation that's going to end up in you dropping your guard at just the right time. So boom, big boom.
Or that they're not going to stick with it. I mean, that's been one of the biggest criticisms of the Biden administration is, well, we want to trust America, going to the Abraham Accords from Trump's first term. We want to trust America, but if the other party comes in and doesn't support the vision that we all had, and we're talking about not just America, we're talking about Egypt, we're talking about Lebanon, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, all on board trying to make peace happen throughout both Trump terms, punctuated by a president that didn't know what he was doing. So you need that constant, you need that steady hand, because all the nations around it seem ready to go. They're ready to work with him.
People trust Trump, I think. I think that honestly, I think his wild pursuit for economic success being most evident by his own personal life, that he has a resume that's like, I think he's kind of serious about this.
Yeah. And honestly, I know that this is probably not the number one reason, but Trump is a celebrity. I think world leaders want to meet with Donald Trump because he's Donald Trump. He's this history-making guy, and they want to be in the room with him. I think that's one of the reasons Putin keeps talking to him, wants to have meetings with him, because he's Donald Trump.
Putin is the one person in all of this who I'm not so sure. I mean, I don't know if you could get the people involved in the Middle East conflict, if you could get them involved and have them sit down. But I feel like Putin is more of an individual power. And he does seem to be a type of person where he does seem to be the type of person that is content with manifesting his own reality and being the king of it and holding everybody else hostage sort of in Russia to the reality that he has manifested for himself. I kind of feel like that's kind of the way he's comfortable going through day to day. Now, I don't know how you talk to somebody who is in an entirely different reality. I don't know how you convince them that there's something better out there. You could choose a different option, and this could end better for you. It's honestly like talking to people from at least my position where I sit on the right, which I'm sure that they're the people who are on the far left. I'm sure that they would suggest that I'm on the far right. But I don't think the people on the right and the people on the far left are going to sit down and have a mutual conversation where you're like, what if we fill in the blank here?
You know, there's evidence of that. It's the current government shutdown in its 27th day. Mm-hmm. That's what it takes, them talking and actually compromising it all. But there's just nothing to compromise on. Democrats are kind of holding it hostage, like you said.
Do you feel like President Trump moving about the world, not the country, moving about the world, do you feel like he has a priority right now? Because if I'm looking at his foreign policy engagements, if I'm looking at his economic engagements, if I'm looking at his domestic law and order, safety, security engagements, if I'm looking at his own political ego, I don't know that one really obviously takes precedent over the other. It depends not on the day, on the minute.
Well, I can't remember who we were talking to last week, but it was on this show. It was one of the guests said this, and I thought, gosh, that's a really good point. Oh, it's Chad Pergram. He said Donald Trump has really nothing to gain domestically right now. Congress is basically shut down. They're in the middle of a government shutdown. They're not talking. So if he gets involved in that, they're just going to blame him for what Congress can't get done. So it's better for him to be doing things focused on foreign policy and things like the ballroom, which he does have direct control over, instead of that, because obviously he can't get anything done without Congress right now.
It's amusing to me that if you were to peek into the far left, I don't know, blue sky, I haven't done it yet.
Oh, I haven't either.
I don't know, like, what part of my life that would serve. I'm going to be honest. Because if there were a part, it would be this one right here with you. Just the peeking in so that I could see what's going on over there. But I don't have the stomach for it right now. Blue sky is Twitter for the far left. When Elon Musk bought Twitter, everybody went to blue sky that couldn't stand being on Elon Musk's platform. However, I think it was last week or the week before, every government agency went and got on Blue Sky and started tweeting out there, or whatever you do on Blue Sky.
Blued
posting
out.
Yeah, pretty much. Put on all the successes that they were having, and everybody, like, the amount of people who blocked them was outrageous and everything. It's just the government agencies saying, here's what we're doing. Super troll completely. But I'm noticing there is something. I wish I knew who sent out these memos, but there's an obvious push right now. It's been the ballroom. The left, there's always these left kind of cretins that are milling about the social media places, and they're trying to set the narrative. They're setting the conversation. And they're never picking apart the China United States tariff deal and why this economic point would be better than that economic point. Why? Because let's be real, that's boring. That's not exciting and fun. There are certain things that even, yes, as small government conservatives are thinking like, let the smart people handle that. You just want to make sure that the right smart people are in charge of the levers of government. You want the Scott Bessents of the world, the Howard Lutnicks, especially you, Ryan, to be out there doing the things that the smart people who've been successful. You do what you do. And yes, there is an element of trust that goes along with that. I have nothing of great substance or deep intellect to share with you on Donald Trump's trade and tariff plan. I got nothing. Go America.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because everything I have on it, I just gave to you in this segment.
Okay, we haven't even talked about it. So we'll talk to Steve Moore at 105 about that particular situation, the economic deal that is going on there. That's a huge, huge situation that needs to be resolved on two completely different fronts. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you look at what President Trump is focusing on, they're massive, massive problems that need to be solved on a global scale, and he's navigating multiple issues that are this big at the same time. But go back to the cretins that are slithering around right now on the social media accounts, and you can always tell that the memo has gone out. We're gonna hit this today, and we're gonna ride this until the wave dies. It's been the ballroom. I don't think the ballroom thing is going away, and I love seeing people whining and moaning about the ballroom because I'm like, oh, you're one of them. Good to know. Like, this is the big deal that's facing you right now. The ballroom.
Yeah, and also it's like throwing a softball up in the air and being like, look, everybody look at that thing.
Yeah.
Let's get some other work done while everybody's just looking at this beach ball in the air.
Exactly. Today, there's a new narrative that's being floated out there, and that's that there is a great concern for President Trump's health and that they're shielding something from us.
I haven't heard this.
The readout from Walter Reed mentioned advanced medical imaging. Did you get an MRI? Can you tell us what that was?
I did. I got an MRI. It was perfect. Yeah. I mean, I gave you the full results. We had an MRI, and in the machine, the whole thing, and it was perfect. Yeah.
Can you say what in particular they were?
You could ask the doctors. In fact, we have doctors traveling with us, but I think they gave you a very conclusive. Nobody has ever given you reports like I gave you. And if I didn't think it was going to be good, either I would let you know negatively, I wouldn't run, I'd do something. But the doctor said some of the best reports for the age, some of the best reports they've ever seen.
He had an MRI at Walter Reed, and the lefties out there are having a day with that. It's the usual names that I could say on the air, but A, that would give them free pub, and B, if you're not on Twitter, you've never heard of these people. You do not have any idea who these people are. But they're the usual suspects, and they're saying, what is he hiding? And I'm like, literally, he's not hiding his MRI. You can access the reports from the doctors. Joe Biden apparently hid prostate cancer from the American people. And the entire time that he was walking out of rooms in the wrong place, and we had cards with notes on them so big that cameras from across the room could easily tell the step-by-step instructions that the president of the United States was given for a press conference. Not even a press conference sometimes, just a speech. Here's who you call on. This is what you say. This is what they're going to ask you. Here's a picture of their face. And we're like, the president had an MRI. I don't know what's going on here, but I think that we should know. This man can't get away from a microphone or a camera.
Also, you didn't really have to speculate with Biden. I mean, you thought maybe there was deeper things that they did know and they weren't telling you. But when you watch the Easter Bunny just corral him,
no,
you can see it.
Sherlock.
You don't have to look for it. It's right there.
Yes. And were these people like, I think there might be something going on with Joe Biden? They were like the complete opposite. There is nothing to see here. Please disperse. Please disperse. Give me a break.
Stand up, Jackie.
Oh, stop. That's the worst. All of that to say that our YouTube live chat poll today is, I just want to get ahead of this story because I think they're going to trot this out and they come sprinting out of the gates, and then usually they get about 4 or 5 strides out and they fall flat on their face, and it's fun to watch. But I'm curious Before this becomes a huge discussion among the people in the leftist agenda-driven media, I want to take your temperature, if you will. Are you comfortable with President Trump's health? Somebody commented earlier, why, is there something wrong with the president? Not that we know of. And
you just had an MRI. It was perfect.
Yeah, it was the most beautiful MRI that has ever been MRI'd. What's imaged? I don't know. Are you comfortable with President Trump's health? Now, remind you, he's 79 years old, correct?
Yeah, 79 or 80. Which one is he?
He's not 80. He's 79. He's either 78 or 79.
Yeah.
79. He's 79 years old, and the White House kept it a secret that President Biden turned 80. They were like, shh, don't tell anyone. Maybe if we don't say anything, they won't tell. President Trump is 79 years old. That comes with a certain level of life experience and, of course, age and signs of aging. That's going to happen. We understand that. We elected him knowing that. It was either that or a very young and healthy and vibrant and maybe thirsty Kamala Harris. We chose the better of the two, and I think even considering with the health, just fine. Are you comfortable with President Trump's health? Yes, he's healthy for his age. You're a little concerned, or no, his health is a liability. Which is it? Leave your thoughts and your comments in the YouTube live chat, and we'll give you those poll results with Ethan at the end of the show. When we come back, an update on the government shutdown. It is still shut down. Day 28 or something like that. 27. Ryan Schmelz, Fox News Radio Capitol Hill White House correspondent with the latest. Next. HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com, 314-227-9636. Home Shield wants to help you get out of that anxiety-ridden that you have when it rains. Did you enjoy the rain this weekend? Were you able to soak in that beautiful, chilly, gray October rain? Or were you like, gosh, dang it, please don't get into the basement. Please keep that rain out of the basement. Please don't let it ruin whatever you've got, that corner of that area of your basement that always takes in water. You spend the entire time that the rain's coming down peeking at your basement because you know what's going to come. Stop having to worry about that. Get it fixed once and for all with the best in the business here in St. Louis. Home Shield Foundation Repair. 314-227-9636. Reach out to Matt Hayes. Invite him into your home, into your basement, to look at your foundation, to assess for you exactly what needs to be done for your concerns, for your problems. He'll give you a customized solution, and I think you'll be happy to hire Matt Hayes at Home Shield Foundation Repair. 314-227-9636, HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
Are you nearing retirement and don't know if you have enough money saved to retire? That is scary. Do you have a written retirement financial plan in place? Well, when it comes to retirement planning, the trusted team at Financial and Tax Architects are the best. They've helped people all over St. Louis retire with confidence. And that's what you want. You want to retire with confidence. Now, they offer a one-night, 2.5-hour adult education class called Retirement Planning 101. They hold these at colleges over the St. Louis area and in Illinois. No cost, no obligation, just learning. And at this class, you learn how to avoid costly mistakes, how to maximize your income, how to reduce taxes in retirement. So call them today, 314-888-5101, or visit fta-ria.com and take the first step toward a smarter retirement. 314-888-5101.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-538-5188. That's 636-538-5188 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-538-5188.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
This is what the Democrats in the Senate are demanding to reopen the government. They want to give $200 billion in health benefits to illegal aliens and non-citizens, paid for by U.S. taxpayers. That is in their proposal. They want billions in wasteful programs to be returned to foreign countries. So we stopped these things. They want to turn it all back on. They're demanding that we do all that to get the government open for hardworking Americans again. They want to give $500 million to left-leaning news organizations, and they want to cut $50 billion from rural hospitals. We will not do those things. And they know that very well.
Speaker Johnson speaking, I believe that was this morning, on the government shutdown and where they are. It's hard to tell because it kind of feels like every day he comes out to the podium, every day he says what he's going to say about the shutdown and where they are. It's the same thing. It doesn't feel like the needle has moved at all on this issue. Let's ask our friend Ryan Schmelz, Fox News Radio, Capitol Hill, and White House correspondent. Must follow on X at Ryan Schmelz Fox. Ryan, welcome back to the show. It's good to have you here.
Always great to be on, Annie. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Had a good weekend. So what is the progress right now? Is there any movement anywhere for Senate Democrats to come to the table to support, stand with John Fetterman? What do they need? Like 5 more, something like that, to get the filibuster, to get past the filibuster? Any movement at all?
So they still need 5 more. We're expecting another vote tomorrow on the bill that's been on the floor for the last couple of weeks. Now, I don't know if this would be considered movement or a major development, but it was pretty big and could signal maybe a change in trends here. So you have the American Federation for Government Employees. That is the largest union representing federal workers. They came out with a statement today saying that they support a clean continuing resolution to reopen the government, aka they are taking the exact same stance Republicans have had for the last couple of months. So if you have one of the biggest unions representing federal workers in the country now backing the GOP proposal to reopen the government, the question is, does that put pressure on Democrats to cross over and possibly end the government shutdown?
Yeah, you'd think that would definitely be a new page in the chapter here that they would have to consider as they're trying to advocate for what the Democrats are looking for, which is a lot of those things that Speaker Johnson just said they wanted to fund. Am I right in understanding that the negotiation point for the Democrats, their demands are essentially to undo things that were just passed in the big, beautiful bill?
For the most part, yes. There are a number of items that Democrats put into their counter proposal to the GOP proposal to reopen the government, and that's where Speaker Johnson has gotten a lot of his talking points from. Most notably, there are a number of guardrails that the GOP put in there to prevent people in the country illegally from getting certain Medicaid provisions. A lot of those safeguards would go away in the Democrat proposal. Now, what the Democrats ultimately have hung their hat on is mainly just the Affordable Care Act premium tax credits, which impact about 20 million people. That's the number of people who take advantage of it or utilize it. And then you also have another provision they've been advocating for that hadn't really made the news as much as the Affordable Care Act has, but they want provisions in the bill that pretty much say that if the White House or Republicans do not like what Democrats negotiate into a long-term spending agreement for the next fiscal year, then Republicans in the Trump administration can't come back and take away that spending or cut that spending, because Democrats want to make sure that if they negotiate something, that it's going to be staying in there and that the money's actually going to be spent.
Yeah, that makes sense. I want to ask maybe a deeper dive question on the Affordable Care Act and the subsidies for health insurance, all of that, because that seems to be, at least initially, it seemed to be the primary talking point for Democrats. They're saying, health insurance costs are going to explode for Americans. I don't know that I completely understand this, so I hope I asked the question correctly. But the Affordable Care Act passed in 2010 was supposed to reform health insurance and costs for everybody. By the name, it was supposed to make it more affordable. The sell to the American people was, this is going to make care affordable, and we're taking action. It didn't make it more affordable for people. The government passed additional subsidies on the Affordable Care Act, on the ACA, on Obamacare, to make it more affordable once again. And those subsidies were going to sunset maybe in where we are right now. And so the Democrats are trying to make the Affordable Care Act affordabler. Is that an accurate way to understand what the Democrats are trying to achieve right now with their negotiation?
Well, it's certainly something that Republicans have brought up and have used to criticize Democrats on, because, yes, the argument is, if the Affordable Care Act is supposed to be affordable, then why does it have to have subsidies attached to it? And does that mean that this at least needs to be reformed in one way or another? And that's mainly one of the reasons why you're seeing Republicans not give in when it comes to extending this program without some type of significant reform. And that's why Speaker Johnson has said, well, we can negotiate this, but it's going to have to wait until after the government is reopened when we do that. And that's the exact same stance that President Trump has had. It's the exact same stance that Leader Thune has had on these Affordable Care Act premium tax credits. And, most notably, there was a post that I believe it was Amy Klobuchar, the senator from Minnesota, had, where, she quoted a CNBC article. There was an example given of a couple that was, taking advantage of these Affordable Care Act premium tax credits. Well, they're about to see a 100% to 300% premium increase, but they're also a couple that they're early retirees and they make about $136,000 a year in pensions. So, a lot of Republicans really jumped on that and were using that as an example of why the program needs to be reformed, because, there's an argument that, yes, it is a huge concern that people are going to see an increase in their health premiums. You can debate the why that's happening or what ultimately led up to this, but the reality is that that is a situation that 20 million people are facing. But there's also the question of, is this program really working the way that it's supposed to work? And that's why you have Republicans saying, well, we need to discuss reforms, which is not something you can do overnight. That is something that needs to be done in a long period of time. That's the Republican argument here.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate the clarification on that. I was watching your colleague Shannon Bream, Fox News Sunday yesterday, and I believe she had Senator Rand Paul and Senator
Tim Kaine.
Tim Kaine, that's right. And, somebody from each side of the aisle, both of them were no votes, as far as I understand, on a lot of what President Trump is having to do economically. Rand Paul certainly thinks we should spend less money. I think a lot of people agree with him. But I think Senator Paul was the one who requested that the president of the United States would get 3 Republicans and 3 Democrats to form kind of a commission or a committee or whatever the right name is for it, to come together in order to get to an agreement on the CR right now and say, we need to address the costs that are associated with healthcare. We can't put another, strap of duct tape on this thing to try to keep the Affordable Care Act up and running, because it's a broken system to begin with. But we need to put a bipartisan commission together to try to solve the healthcare plan. And that if President Trump would appoint those people, then maybe he could get some Democrats to come to the table to pass the CR. Do you feel as though in the circles that you're able to speak in, ask questions in, get answers in, do you feel as though there are 6 people in the Senate, 3 from the Republican side, 3 from the Democrat side, who could come together and agree on something as big as healthcare?
Well, interesting you say that, because, we talk about it if it were to happen in the Senate, right? Well, you remember what happened when they negotiated that really extensive border security and immigration package a couple years ago. I believe it was right around this time of year. It was around Thanksgiving, Christmas time. That thing got killed by the House almost pretty much before it even became known what was in the bill. And so I think there has always been this concern on the House side, or just in the Senate side, just in Congress in general, that if the Senate comes to some type of agreement, whether it's the Affordable Care Act premium tax credits or some other type of issue, that it's probably going to be met with a lot of criticism from the House. That was an issue on the Republican side when they were trying to negotiate border security and immigration last Congress. It's now become an issue on the Democrat side, too, because there is this thought and there is this concern amongst Democrats on the House side that the Senate might cave on this issue, especially when it comes to keeping the government open. You remember how much criticism Leader Schumer got for voting to reopen the government or voting to avoid a government shutdown back in March, I believe it was. He's facing a lot of pressure. And I think there is a question that if he, doesn't step up to the plate when it comes to this situation right now, that he's in for a lot of backlash from House Democrats and also, potentially the activist wing of his party too. Republicans are definitely trying to push that narrative, but it's not a narrative that we can totally ignore because of how much grief Leader Schumer got last time he voted to keep the government open.
Yeah. I was thinking that when I heard Senator Paul propose that yesterday, I'm like, that would be a really unifying thing to do to ensure that everybody hates whatever they come up with on both sides of the aisle. You come up with something that some Republicans think, oh, Democrats could maybe swallow this pill and vice versa. And then all the people not involved are like, hell no, we're not doing that. So I don't know. I was hoping you'd give me a different answer, but expecting the one that you gave me for sure.
Never say never, because I think one thing that is different this time, you have somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene who's really much advocating for some type of healthcare proposal. And the Affordable Care Act premium tax credits are one thing she has been talking about. Now, I think it's very hard for you to find a Republican on the House side who's going to say, oh, yes, we should just extend it the way it is. I think they are very unified in saying that if we were to extend it, we need to see significant reforms. I think there's some Democrats who are open to that, but whether they can come up to an agreement, like you said earlier, that can pass, we'd have to wait and see. But I think this issue has become so big that I don't think it's going away anytime soon before this deadline of the end of the year when the program ultimately expires. So the conversations will probably keep going on even after the government reopens, but we just don't know when the end in sight is for that period either.
Right. And, we could never underestimate the closer in President Trump. If there's a deal that could be done and he can get in there and make that deal with the Middle East, or maybe this week with China, maybe he could even get a deal done once again in Congress. We shall wait and see. Ryan Schmelz, you're a great asset to our show. We always thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you, Annie. Have a good one.
Yep, you as well. Good to talk to you. Ryan Schmelz is the Fox News Radio Capitol Hill and White House correspondent, in the know, in the Capitol building, and on the Annie Fry Show. Let's take a quick break. Weekends America is going to be in a couple segments from right now, so stick around for that. The Monday Roundup, all the stories you missed but shouldn't have. He's here to chastise you but inform you at the same time. Is that fair?
Yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of people who don't pay attention to the news as closely as I do. So
is that why you don't like me? We'll be right back. Don't go away. Lutheran Elementary School Association, Lisa with an E, lisastl.org. I know that it's crazy to say this, but we're through the first quarter of the school year, which means we're halfway through the first semester. How's it going? Happy with your public school situation? You've been doing homeschooling for a while, and maybe you know that your kid wants to get into a more socialized situation. Maybe you are looking for a place that you haven't trusted the options that are available to you, and you're just looking for the right fit. Have you looked at a Lutheran school? Has your grandchild had the opportunity to see a Lutheran school? If you've been considering a parochial education, a Christian education based on the foundation of the scriptures in the Bible, but also where you don't sacrifice the quality of the education, of course, top-notch experience with people, with activities, opportunities, and education, but ultimately a moral foundation that you can turn your children over to and understand that this is the same type of foundation we have in our home. You can learn everything you need to know at lisastl.org.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Today's YouTube live chat poll is, are you comfortable with President Trump's health? Yes, he's healthy for his age, a little concerned, or no, his health is a liability. Couple comments here. Jackie says, no, I'm not concerned. Dylan says, a little concerned considering his age, but he seems healthy cognitively. I think that's probably the most important thing. But what do you think? That's the question of the day. It's the YouTube live chat poll, and we invite you to weigh in on this every single day. That's today's question. 12:39. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Electrical, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
25 years strong. 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
You know, President Trump said in a clip played a little bit earlier in the show about the MRI that, like, if the MRI would have been bad, I would have shared it with you. He said something like, I'd have to figure out what I was going to do, but, you know, you'd have that information, too, if it was something we didn't want to hear. It would be pretty difficult. I mean, it's among the many things that would be difficult being the president of the United States, but here's my health. Here's all the deets.
Well, yeah, it's interesting because I don't know. It would have to rise to the level of a serious concern before I thought you should share it. If it's something minor, why would you? Because it's going to get blown out of proportion. But if it's something really serious.
Don't you think there's something to flooding the zone, though, with information, like if it's going to get blown out of proportion? I really do feel like some of these people on the left, I would call it winning. Donald Trump's administration is achieving so much of what he campaigned on doing that it's like the more you put out there, they just spin their wheels because they can't figure out which direction to go into first.
Yeah, I guess if you share something small and let them blow it out of proportion, you're making them show their hand again, which is that they aren't reliable.
When's the last time you filled your tank up with gas?
This weekend.
How much?
It was in Illinois.
Yeah.
So it was more. I can't remember exactly how much. How much did I pay for per gallon? It was $2.94.
I think we got gas last night, and it was like $2.98 or something like that. Now I use Upside, so it was 17 cents off a gallon.
Yeah, I had 9 cents off because I used Upside also.
But I guess it would have been $2.98 because it had 17 cents off. It was $2.81, and I was like, "This is even starting to get good in Illinois."
I know. I thought the same thing. Because of Upside.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's under $3, though, that's still, right. You're still feeling it. Like somebody commented about gas last week or something in an interview or something. And I remember seeing people in the YouTube live chat talking about how it was sub $2.50 in Missouri and like the non-downtown St. Louis right off the bridge places. And I'm like doing the math. Do I drive out there?
I know.
The answer is no. But if I'm out there, you better believe I'm getting the gas.
So I was in St. Charles this weekend, but we were in a rush and I didn't get to fill up because the whole plan was wait till I was in St. Charles this weekend, fill up the car, but we just couldn't. We had to go. And I was thinking about our conversation about this from last week and saying that I had seen gas close to $2.50. And I thought, oh, maybe on this trip I'll actually see it at or below $2.50.
Yeah.
I still didn't quite get there. But open invitation, if you are seeing sub $2.50 gas in Missouri, get on the live chat and tell us where, because I would love to know where.
Vicky just commented 245 near me. Like, tell us locations.
245.
Yeah, tell us locations. And I don't know that people who don't ever some of you Missouri Ethan's in the house.
Ethan comes in.
Ethan,
you got to get in the live chat, not in the studio.
Yeah, we don't want to see your
face.
Yes.
I passed by. Now this is a little ways out for you Illinois folk.
Folk. Don't join Ryan's team on the folks.
James K. Polk.
I don't know where I fall on that. Okay, anyway. Cottleville.
You don't know where you fall?
Cottleville was 243 this morning.
Whoa, Cottleville 243. That's the record right now. Somebody beat that.
St. Charles.
You can't just say numbers, though. It has
Sam's
to be real.
Club.
Yeah.
Sam's Club's a little different,
Yeah.
but Sam's Club in St. Charles was 240 yesterday when I got it. Which
Vicky
is pretty
says
awesome.
245 at QT on Youngerman.
Right, City Shell,
St.
249, according to John Maupin.
Okay.
Keep them coming.
Well, that means we're there, though. That means we've gotten to 250.
Yesterday, so my son went to a Halloween party this weekend at his buddy's house, and they have this huge Halloween party. Huge. We had a volleyball tournament, so we ended late, and I just didn't have the energy to muster to go there and go home and change and get whatever. So son goes to the Halloween party, and it's at his buddy's house, so he ends up spending the night with his buddies. He's a night owl like I am, hates getting up in the morning like I do. So when he goes somewhere, quite often he's the last one to go to sleep, and he just can't fall asleep. And so he'll text me. So when he's gone, moms, you know what I'm talking about. You sleep with one eye open. If something were to happen, you're up, you're going, I'm going to come get you. Stop it. Pay attention to me. Not the $2.29 gas prices.
These prices are really good.
I know that. The story's really good.
Somebody beat 239.
229. What just happened? Okay, fine. I'm putting a pin in the story.
No. I want to hear the rest.
You've
It's a good story.
You ruined it. We're cutting into your segment anyway.
Your son is a night owl. Keep going.
I will. Later.
Okay, fine.
I'm going to make
your fault.
Ryan sit and think
It
about
is
what
my
he's
fault
done.
because I reacted to 229 so severely.
Honestly, the story's really good, and it warrants potential discussion.
Okay.
And we don't have time for that because I want to give time to you in
Okay.
Wiggins America Next.
Thank you.
But my son, 15, we are just under 2 months from Charlie turning 16 years old, folks. License in his pocket, 16 years old. So the story ends with a discussion about him driving yesterday in the rain for practice. So we'll talk about it in the 2 o'clock hour. We'll talk about it at the start of the 2 o'clock hour. So stick around for that. Wiggins America, the Monday Roundup, which is going to be incredibly compelling, or else next.
25 years of 97.1 in St. Louis.
Hey, it's Markley Van Camp and Robbins. Happy 25th to 97.1 FM Talk.
Telling the truth as the leading conservative voice in St. Louis.
Doing things the right way is a tradition. Here's to 25 more years.
Stop just trying to paint and patch up the outside of your home. It's time to give it a permanent upgrade with James Hardy Fiber Cement Siding from Lakeside Renovation and Design. This siding is designed to stand up to all the crazy weather we get here in Missouri, and it looks fantastic. Lakeside is a James Hardy Elite Preferred Contractor. Whole team, by the way, is in-house, and they're going to take care of all the details, the color, the trim, everything to customize it to your home, to take the stress off of your plate. If your home is showing any signs of wear, it's time to take the next step. Visit lakesiderd.com.
Ronald Reagan once famously said, "Government is not the solution, government is the problem." When it comes to economic growth, government can be a roadblock. With red tape, regulations, and subsidies, government stifles entrepreneurship and also props up businesses that deserve to go under. Unlike government, free markets encourage risk-taking, freedom to succeed or fail. Governments shouldn't be picking winners and losers, the market should. Free markets benefit the business owner and the customer by encouraging competition. Free Market enabled a young man named J.C. Hall selling picture postcards in Kansas City to turn his idea into Hallmark cards. In St. Louis, the Free Market made it possible for Adolphus Busch to turn his father-in-law's local beer into the world's largest brewery. A free market also means you get to send your kids to the school of your choice. Learn more about free markets at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Annie Fry is back because truth doesn't take a break. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Wiggins! Oh! Monday Roundup! Yeah! This here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
Do the toilet story first.
Oh, fine. All right. I think I had that last.
I just looked. I know, but I don't think we'll get to it.
All right.
This. I don't know. All I saw is what you sent, and I have to know more.
Kohler is moving into digital health monitoring with a new toilet-mounted camera.
What?
Designed to analyze what users leave behind.
What?
They're talking about your poop.
Oh, what?
The device called the Dakota.
The what?
Dakota?
Like
Not like South and North Dakota, and not like decoder. Dakota. Attaches to the rim of a toilet bowl and uses optical sensors, as in it sees, to track hydration, gut health, and detect signs of blood.
Oh, hell no.
You think the Dakota was like a family name? Like, kids, just know that our family legacy will always be named after a poop camera.
What is this? What is this?
That's where the term crapper came from.
It's not.
Really?
No.
Tell more.
Stop asking questions. Do you is this like something that has been used in hospitals or something? Like, the only way that I can see this existing in real life is if it's something that's used in the medical field and now it's going mainstream in your home. But what, a camera to check your doo-doo? No.
As far as I understand it, this has not been used in hospitals. It requires $600 and a monthly subscription.
Good night. No.
Wait, so you have to pay monthly for the poop
every
camera?
month for it to every now and then go, I see blood in your stool.
I bet you can let your metadata be shared for the betterment of the product, and maybe you get a discount.
Mm-hmm.
Ew. Camera?
You've been eating too much yogurt.
What if someone hacked into it to where it just started talking to you while you were pooping?
I doubt it talks to you like,
Well, Ryan just started talking,
Stop it.
so
that's what it must do. I would pay $600
Hi there,
for that.
Ryan.
Did you see with the Amazon Web Services outage that took place last week? Did you see that there were people who didn't know this existed, mattresses that have an app, and you can heat your mattress up, or you can cause it to incline or something like that. And when the web service thing went down, mattresses that were currently set to heat just kept heating.
Oh no! And some of them got locked
yes,
in the upright mode
yes.
and stuff. Yeah,
and it became a story that some of these mattresses were overheating, and the mattress company was like, "Oh, we're going to build in a fail." It's like, fail safe.
Oh,
now?
you're going to do that now?
Okay, it never occurred to you that maybe something like this could happen. But our mattresses they're controlled now by apps.
Yeah, I know.
Is there anything sacred any longer?
When
if
they
the
started
toilet has a
putting-
camera on it that's going to assess your situation.
No. As long
Your
look, I don't even care if it actually
situation.
finds anything. If it just said that stuff after I pooped.
I don't
Just
want to
for
ever hear
fun.
that
Ryan,
sentence again.
how was your
Don't-
Taco Bell?
Don't. Next
Which Taco Bell did you go to?
question.
I can see that there is
Crunchwrap
something.
Supreme.
And now it's time for Annie, are you okay?
Okay.
Moving on.
Next one
Anything other than this.
is the second most important story of the week. Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau made their romance public
Wow.
as they held hands while celebrating
Another toilet story.
the singer's 41st birthday in Paris. Over the weekend,
Where?
Paris.
Hey. Oh, okay.
Over the weekend, the pop star and the former Canadian Prime Minister walked hand in hand as they arrived at a cabaret show at the Crazy Horse Perry.
I hate everything.
Yeah, I do too.
Sweet.
Do you want to know what she was wearing?
No, I don't even. I don't
that.
ever. There are not two less significant people in my life.
Oh my gosh! But listen to this, and maybe you'll change your mind.
I don't.
As they exited, a fan gave a red rose to Perry and wished her a quote unquote happy birthday.
Hard hitting.
Was
news.
it you? Were you the fan? Who are you a bigger fan of, Katy Perry or Justin Trudeau?
I think Trudeau, and I don't like him at all. That's how much I dislike Katy Perry.
Say no more.
Wow.
Perry stunned in a body-hugging red gown.
Okay, knock it off. Go
And
to the
black
next story.
pumps.
Let's talk about the poop again. Go back to the poop
reading.
story.
Okay. Your stool looks like Justin Trudeau. All right. Travis Kelce invests
Now I'm back.
to save Six Flags. How cool is this? He loved...
Is he like the most normal, filthy rich guy in the world?
I think so.
He's Travis Kelce, not invested in the Kelce Taylor Swift thing personally at all. Okay, happy for them, whatever. But is he the most dude that a dude can be?
No.
No?
He is second on the list to Mike Rowe.
I was gonna say maybe second on the list to Jason Kelce actually.
Ah, yes.
If I'm picking a Kelce brother, I'm going Jason Kelce.
Me too.
I'll take the bonus Jonas. Is there a third one? I'll take that one. Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce says he grew up going to Six Flags parks and wants to help make them special for the next generation of families. He is investing in the hedge fund that is supposed to save all of these Six Flags parks. And there was a giant merger in 2024. They became the largest amusement park operator in North America, holding also Kings Island and Cedar Point now. And he grew up going to Cedar Point in Ohio. They are, let me see, there's a number here. They are $5.3 billion in debt, Six Flags is.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, this is some real news. The rest of that is just stupid stuff. This is...
We're almost out of
This
time.
is important. Several major
Literally
cruise
1
lines are
minute.
adjusting itineraries this week after a Category 4, which I think has become a 5 now. Hurricane Melissa intensified over the Caribbean, prompting reroutes away from eastern island ports. Vessels operated by Disney Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity Cruises, and other lines are shifting all of their voyages toward Western Caribbean destinations, such as Mexico, Belize, and Honduras, instead of originally scheduled.
Did you say Honduras?
It sounded
I
like
might
it.
have if I didn't. I didn't
Pretty
mean to.
embarrassing.
There's not a T in there, you dummy. I'm talking to me. Instead of originally scheduled stops in the U.S. and British Virgin Islands or the Eastern Caribbean, it looks like it is going to absolutely swamp Jamaica and possibly Cuba and maybe the Bahamas. Don't know yet. But it looks like it's going to be pretty bad news. We'll see what happens if it hits
Does it appear
mainland.
as though it's going to circle out and not hit the States?
It was real. It was just sort of. It's just sort of sitting there, and the trajectory is unknown. I think they're saying they think it's probably Florida. I mean, it's usually Florida.
Meteorologist Ryan Wiggins.
Could be Texas.
Yeah, we'll
Galveston,
see. I mean, by the time it gets to
Louisiana.
Texas, it might. I don't know. It's going across the Gulf. Then.
Don't speculate.
All right,
It's
but
not-
I like speculating. It's
For
fun.
all of the people on the Gulf of America coast who are like,
thank you.
I was listening to the Annie Fry show and they said, I think we're fine.
Oh no!
I don't know if it
you're
was
in
their
Panama
weather
City Beach,
segment.
you're fine.
It was something called Wiggins America, but I think we can go with it.
Don't look it up yourself. Just listen to this.
That's Weather-ish by Ryan Wiggins. Steve Moore and KT McFarland in the 1 o'clock hour. Do not go away.
Since we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see and hear lots of lawyer ads. It seems that most are bragging on what they got their clients. But be careful. If you heard that someone sold their car for $500,000, you would be impressed. But if you later learned that it was a rare $10 million Ferrari, would you say that person got screwed? And that's before you even know if it's true. Who is fact-checking? And how much went to medical bills and lawyers' fees? If you want to get an idea what your case may be really worth, visit forthepeople.com and go to Settlements and Verdicts. You will see what a law firm like ours is capable of. And fact check for yourself. All that glitters is not gold. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won big, a lot. At Morgan & Morgan, we represent consumers. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group. Are you worried about market volatility? Are you concerned your money won't last you through retirement?
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw, and as a family-owned business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. We have a lot of folks that aren't aware of all the new investment choices that are available, which give you growth and protection from losses at the same time. Are you aware of all the fees that you are currently paying? We can show you how to avoid those fees. So come in now for your free retirement review and get a second opinion on your retirement plan. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. Let us show you how to retire with confidence.
We are proud to say we haven't lost a penny of our clients' money in 39 years, and we won't lose a penny of yours either. Let our family help your family. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
We've been here 30 years. 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right nice soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
Catastrophic storm. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The National Hurricane Center just out with the latest advisory on Category 5 Hurricane Melissa, which is still moving very slowly as it bears down on Jamaica. Top sustained winds now 175 miles per hour.
The Meteorological Service of Jamaica is warning of as much as 30 inches of rain across eastern and some south central parts of the island, with storm surges as high as 13 feet. The Meteorological Service Director, Evan Thompson, warned people to get to higher ground if they live in lower-lying areas.
If you think that you're free from that, think again, because the heavy rains will also affect you. The strong winds reaching tropical storm force could still continue to affect you as we go through the day on Tuesday. That's all the way through tomorrow.
Haiti is also expecting heavy rainfall, and the National Hurricane Center in the U.S. warns of life-threatening flash flooding and landslides in both countries, especially in hilly or mountainous areas.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. That storm already blamed for at least 6 deaths in Haiti and the Dominican Republic. A top union representing federal workers is urging an end to the government shutdown in a statement warning Congress against half measures or gamesmanship.
House Speaker Mike Johnson hopes this will put pressure on Democrats.
They're tired of the distraction, and it's hurting their families, and people are suffering real hardships.
Democrats have refused to support an extension of funding until late November, arguing over 20 million Americans could see health care costs increase if the Affordable Care Act tax credits aren't included in the bill.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz on Capitol Hill. President Trump arriving early today in Tokyo, meeting with Japan's new prime minister and signaling a trade deal is possible when he meets later this week with China's president in South Korea. A man is accused of trying to have U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi killed in a murder-for-hire plot, offering $45,000 for Bondi dead or alive. The 29-year-old suspect arrested in Minnesota. America's listening to Fox News.
This month, Pure Talk is supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat vets struggling with PTSD. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. Sure, I like the unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and you will too. But you will love being in business with a company that shares your values. Dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Let's keep our unsettled skies going right through Wednesday, and then the coldest air so far this season moves in. 59, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Nothing more than a couple of spot showers, plus it's breezy. Periods of rain developing tonight, 51. Tuesday, clouds. Periods of rain and a chilly 57. Keep that pattern going on Wednesday. Wednesday's also windy and also 57. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Ring.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride. What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Well, Kristen, it's unfortunate. As much as I like you, you like to cherry pick. So, when we came in, it was eggflation. Egg prices are down. Gasoline prices are down. Overall, the inflation since President Trump has come in, has come down. We inherited this terrible affordability crisis from the Biden administration. The first thing we had to do was get it under control. And this month's inflation number was actually below the consensus number. If we look at core inflation, it was 0.2%, which was the lowest it's been in a long time. Rents are coming down. So, Kristen, you don't get to cherry pick. Inflation is a composite number, and I am confident that in the coming months, inflation is going to come down.
Kristen Welker, this face that she makes when he goes, "You don't need to cherry pick," is pretty funny. That's with NBC News. What do you think about Scott Bessent? When
I like him better than Kristen Welker.
It's really the only standard to measure things by.
He is a calming influence on the market. It's one of the reasons that they put him out there so much, because he is pretty steady and he is a good messenger for Trump. I think that he both shapes President Trump's economic policy and responds to it, because he is more of a traditional economist, and he's kind of catching up to the way Trump is using tariffs and all these things. And out there, well,
it's his plan.
Trump pushed tariffs.
Bessent is there because of tariffs.
Yes, but that's not something that Bessent in the past had been a huge advocate for.
Are you certain about that?
Oh yeah, he was not a huge tariff. He wasn't anti-tariff. He just that wasn't really part of his economic vernacular up until Trump, and then he realized, oh, this can work, and now he's out there advocating for it.
I'm pretty sure he was brought into this administration because he was in lockstep with Lutnick and Trump on tariffs.
Yes, because he saw the way that he used them in the first term. I'm just saying it wasn't something that in his history he had been a huge advocate for.
Well, that's neither here nor there. I think that Scott Bessent is a really interesting character because I feel like every conversation he's involved in, he's just like, I'm so much smarter than you. But he doesn't really say it out loud, but you can just tell he knows that what he's talking about, like he knows it top to bottom, left to right, forward, backwards. He is aware of what he is doing, and he knows, he can see in his mind the long game on what they're doing with our economy. And you do have measurable success. I mean, it was really super annoying to see right after President Trump. It was like maybe the same day, I don't remember how quick it was, with the inauguration when all of a sudden egg prices were of a concern. And, President Trump was asked about it. He's like, I don't know. I just got here. Why didn't you ask the last guy why eggs cost so gosh darn much? But the things that they didn't ask Biden about, quick to put on President Trump's ledger as far as being responsible for the unaffordability of things. We weren't talking about unaffordability of things when Joe Biden was president. We were essentially told this is the cost of doing business when you want to prioritize the things that the Biden administration wants to prioritize, mostly green energy. And now President Trump has worked very hard to undo a lot of that, to invest in American energy, to invest in American oil, to push in a way that prioritizes America first. And now we're paying, we've had people commenting about cheap gas. What was $2.29 was the cheapest we saw off of I-70?
$2.29 off I-70.
$2.29 off of I-70 is a little vague. 70 spans the country.
Yeah. So tell us where
Is
off
it
of
even
I-70.
in Missouri? Be real. Tell us.
It's not in Illinois.
I want a direction to a pinpoint on a map that I can go to.
Me too.
How far will you drive out of your way to get cheaper gas?
Not far, because the cost savings.
See, you're becoming frugal and not cheap. This is a good step in that right direction.
Thank you very much. Although I hope that I would have always done it that way. But part of it is I really like buying gas in Missouri, though, because I feel like I'm beating Illinois. Because Illinois is so stupid, and they raise taxes on gas every year. It's just automatic now, that I just don't want to give my money to Illinois. And it's so much cheaper over here.
I went from 2019. J.B. Pritzker became president in 2019. They doubled the gas tax in the state of Illinois right away. They doubled it. And then in Illinois, along with doubling the gas tax, they passed, included in there, a perpetual, never-ending, unceasing 1 penny increase on that gas tax every single year. And I went from the moment that went into effect, which would have been maybe July of 2019, maybe, all the way through COVID before I came back here, I only bought gas in Missouri. Now I buy gas in Illinois a little bit more frequently than I used to. I've been driving a lot more with kids are now older, so we're going all over the place. But B, it's frustrating to me, but I just feel safer in my suburban Illinois gas stations. And that okay, yes, I understand you guys are like, gas in St. Charles is $2.50. Well, I'm not going to St. Charles. I come across the river and I'm downtown St. Louis, and I'll get gas at the gas station that's right off of the Stan Musial Bridge on Tucker. And I fill up there quite regularly, and I've never had anything there specifically that was threatening to me, but my head's on a swivel 100% of the time. I put the pump in my car, I get in my car, I lock the car. And okay, it's 3:15 on a weekday afternoon. I was carjacked downtown St. Louis, just north of Soulard, by the Taco Bell that's right near that last on-ramp to Illinois. I was carjacked there, and it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of April after a day Cardinals game got let out in broad daylight. Like, zero craps given about the circumstances there for those people. So I don't really want to deal with that again. But I wish that St. Louis would get its act together from a safety and security standpoint, because now is the opportunity to grow. Like, there's investment that can be made. I know people want to, I know there are different investments that are being made or have been made over the course of time in North City. But that gas station that was put in there, which is a nice gas station, honestly. I mean, it's a nice setup. It's just the proximity to it it's in between downtown St. Louis and the tent city that they have out there.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that one.
And I noticed coming into St. Louis today off the Stan Musial Bridge, the tent city that they have set up there, it's right before you get to the first stoplight when you're getting on the exit ramp or leaving the exit ramp. They have billboard vinyl that's been taken down, draped over the tents to keep them dry.
Wow. And
I just thought, what is the solution to this? Because I'm sensitive to the idea of like, oh, get rid of that. It hurts my eyes. Like, I don't want to have to see that when I come downtown. I have so much, like, I think every time I drive back there or drive past that, which is multiple times a day on a weekday, I think about going in there and I would like to talk to those people. I would like to learn about those people. I would like to learn how they got there. But that wouldn't be safe for me. That wouldn't be a safe environment for me to go into. But why are these people there? There's this YouTube channel, and it's on Facebook. I usually watch the videos on Facebook more often. It's called Soft White Underbelly, and it's a guy who used to be a photographer for like all of the very top magazines, fashion, blah, blah, blah. And now I've talked about this before, but he does videos, profiles on people. A lot of them come off of Skid Row in Southern California. And these people are content in their life of drug use. The context that somebody like me or somebody like you lives in, the struggles that you face, the economic woes, groceries costing so much, you got to fix your car, that costs so much, like everything costs so much. You figure out how to make it work, and you go home and you sleep in a comfortable bed under a dry roof, and you still lay in bed and sometimes think about money and dollars and how everything's going to work. These people have maybe the same level of trepidation about their economic situation, but their roof is a tent, or maybe like downtown St. Louis, a vinyl that's not being used on a billboard anymore. And their worry is about how they're going to afford their next hit. And a lot of them in these interviews and these profiles, they don't really have this, like, I want to get out of this system. I want to get over this. It's just like, where am I going to get my next fix?
Yeah, that's it.
And I watch these, and my heart breaks for them, but at the same time, it's like, how does somebody like me or how does somebody like you go fix these people if they don't want to be fixed? I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, because I'm not 100% sure I know what problem we're fixing. Are we fixing, like, in a place like Skid Row, you just know, like, if you're a certain type of person, you don't go there. You stay the heck away from there. And that exists there, and it is what it is. Do you institutionalize them because they have drug problems? Who pays for that? It is a scourge on the city to drive in town and to see. I mean, they have a PVC pipe shower set up at the end of a dead end that goes right up to where the highway, the on-ramp to the highway I probably turned that into a dead end. But they have a PVC pipe, and there's water flowing out of it in a bunch of different places. And I haven't seen it in the last couple of days because it's been cool and rainy or whatever. But there's water pouring out of there. They're just bathing in their clothes. The couple folding chairs down there. It breaks my heart. I want to help all those people, but I don't think that they'd be interested in anything that I have to offer to help.
Yeah, we talked about this topic a couple months ago, and I ended up talking with somebody in the Metro East who's very familiar with this world, the world of homelessness. And I was just asking her questions, and she said the problem that you see a lot, especially in suburban homeless, because we talked about this on the air too, that somebody called in one day and said there's actually two different types of homeless. One is downtown, like city homeless, and suburban homeless, and they're very different. And the sort of migrant homeless thing also exists, where if you offer something for free in your city, like a warming shelter or food
St.
pantry.
Patrick's Center.
Yes.
It is 2 blocks from where these people are sleeping. They'd have to be clean.
Exactly. If you offer,
and by clean, I mean drugs.
Yeah, free services that help the homeless, first of all, wow, great that you're doing that. But the problem is you have people that their entire lifestyle is not just to be there, but they actually find these places and they travel around them in the whole area. They might do like 2 states.
Yeah.
And they just go from place to place to place. And sometimes they'll go to little towns because they know, oh, we can go here for a while. They don't know us. We can stay there, kind of wear out our welcome, and then we move on. And they find those spots and they just go. And they have no desire to change that life at all. That's what they do.
So what is the way to coexist in civilized society? Because this is an uncivilized way of living. To live drug fix to drug fix. They're wrecking their health so much that they know that they're not going to live to be old. They don't care. They haven't even thought that far. And that's not to say that that's every person who's living in that tent city downtown. But I will say that after I had my car stolen from me at a gas station while I was pumping gas and I was 7 months pregnant or whatever I was. That talking to the detectives multiple times afterwards, they're like, don't give them anything. It only makes this lifestyle possible. Like, they need to live, the detective said, they need to live under circumstances that force them to choose differently. They have to be put into a lifestyle that isn't sustainable. Even though you and I would look at that and be like, how do you live like that? They've mastered it, and they're not being forced to make different or better choices. And if you're, I just need some money to get some bus fare. Okay. The money's not going to bus fare. That when you, out of the deepest goodness of your heart, hand over $1 or whatever it might be, you're not helping them. That's what the detectives told me. And that hurt, to hear that. And I really wouldn't give those people money. That gas station is right next to Rally's. Is Rally's still there? I don't even know. That gas station's right next to Rally's. And I would offer to buy them food. And a lot of times they'd come to you and say, I'm hungry. I just need something to eat. And I'd be like, let me go buy you some food. And they didn't want it. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, then mm-hmm. I don't know what the solution is, but you pass that 10 city, and then on the way in, there are maybe 4 or 5 intersections before we get to work, and at least half of them have people begging for money. Quite often, there are people in that meth hunched position where they're just bent over. I don't know, is that meth or fentanyl? And they're just hunched over, and I don't even know how they balance.
I don't either.
I don't understand it.
I walked out on this sidewalk downstairs of our building probably 3-4 weeks ago and was just going to get some lunch. And there was a lady bent in a position that I'm like, how does even your center of gravity allow you to stand?
Yeah, it looks painful.
And then she ended up, when I came back out of the restaurant, her cheek was just on the ground, but she was standing. Like, that's
and it's
kind
of like catatonic. There's something about it. It's just very.
It's so, you're like, oh my gosh, what do you do? What do you do?
You want to help.
Yeah, but what do you do?
But if they don't want the help, that's the question. Is it? I hesitate to even say this publicly, but if these people are living this lifestyle in public and they are uninterested in help. Is it a public nuisance? I think it is. Does the restaurant that you're standing outside of want that taking place right there?
No, they have all kinds of rules that they have to engage in. They have to make their staff bodyguards basically for their real customers, because otherwise people just come in and abuse the restrooms and whatever.
So is it the local government's responsibility to remove a public nuisance? But then if you remove them, what do you? They're people. They're humans.
Yeah.
Anybody got any solutions? I certainly don't. I wish we could, though. And the other thing is, I talked about St. Patrick's Center, which is right downtown. I mean, you have to pass St. Patrick's Center to get to some of these places to do the begging. How do you help these people? How do you care for these people? But how do you also make sure that you don't forget the people, the public, who are trying to go about their civilized lives and do business and commerce and tour and patronization? How do you do all of that at the same time?
And how do you find those couple people who genuinely are in need in that population that you're like, ooh, they actually are looking to get out of
and
this.
Reach them. All right. I don't know if you have any ideas. Throw them in the YouTube chat if you've experienced anything like this. It's so sad. It's so incredibly sad. We'll be right back.
If you're considering an annuity as part of your retirement plan, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Annuities can be a useful tool for some retirement investors, but not all annuities are created equal. Every week, we meet clients who own complex annuities that don't suit their needs and, in some cases, actively undermine their retirement plan. Before you purchase an annuity, get a second opinion from the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel. Requesting a consultation is free of charge. To request a free consultation, contact us at clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stiefel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member NYSC and SIPC.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you could get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
We were talking about Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, regarding the economy and the command that he has when he's talking about these issues. He's just a guy who knows what he's doing, and it shows. I don't, if you're looking comparatively to the Biden administration, did they have people in those positions who gave you, maybe you were confident that they were very well versed in what they were trying to do, and you thought it was going to destroy the country, which is probably the way people on the left feel about Scott Bessent. The far lefties. I got to think there are people in the moderate, maybe non-Trumpers, but super not like the Bernie Sanders AOC Democrat, who kind of quietly hold their breath and hope that, all right, whatever Trump's going to do, I hope he knows what he's doing, and I hope he says what's going to happen works. They don't need to give anybody credit publicly. But when it comes to all of the different positions that a president needs to fill, when it comes to his cabinet, when it comes to his advisors, I'm a Trump supporter. I'm a Republican. I'm a conservative. But what a rock star roster he has. Marco Rubio navigating these foreign policy situations. And then, of course, Steve Witkoff, who is the envoy to pretty much wherever Trump needs him at any time, it seems like. I'm very interested to speak with KT McFarland in 5 minutes from now, President Trump's first Deputy National Security Advisor. She's also former Fox News National Security Analyst. The strong grasp that not just Donald Trump, but his people have on seeing a goal through this quickly 9 months in. It's been amazing to watch. And I'm always thinking about the people on the left who are terrified by it. Like, the more effective and excited I am for that I'm feeling that this administration is being, the more they're able to hit the nail squarely on the head. That's got to be really scary for people who just think that he's the devil. I just wish that they knew that he wasn't. That's a simple statement. But I wish they knew that he's not nearly as scary as they've been made to believe he is.
Yeah, there's a weird poll that came out recently. I saw Harry Ensign of CNN talking about this.
Was he talking about it in like an aggressive 3-point stance?
Yes. Yes, he was.
It's the only way Harry Ensign works. And
Actually,
I'm here for it.
I really like that guy.
Yeah, I do too.
He was talking about how the number one issue for Americans had been the economy for pretty much the entire Biden presidency.
But
it is now cut in half, the amount of people that say, oh, that's the biggest issue.
People are holding their breath less and kind of leaning into what, like I said, just people being willing to be like, well, I hope it works.
It's interesting because it's not that people are saying, oh, the economy is fantastic, it's gangbusters right now. They're not saying it's bad. They're just not worrying about it as much. I thought that poll in particular was really striking.
Mood.
Exactly.
Mood. All right, let's speak with KT McFarland on the Annie Fry Show next. Excited to speak with her about the China negotiations, conversations, and the administration that has been assembled by President Trump. How capable are they? KT McFarland weighs in next. HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com, 314-227-9636. Call that number directly, and you're going to get connected with Home Shield, 314-227-9636. One of the things that I am very happy to be able to tell you when it comes to hiring Home Shield Foundation Repair for your basement waterproofing is the commitment that Home Shield Foundation Repair, Matt Hayes, the owner, this local family-owned company, that they have to you. When you choose to hire them, they're going to stand by their work. And by that, I mean, after installation, they're not going to just walk away from the project and be like, high five, good luck, hope it stays dry. They provide ongoing support. They're always available to answer questions about the service that you have, address any concerns that might arise. Their work is backed on that basement waterproofing by a lifetime warranty. You're going to be able to trust that Home Shield Foundation Repair is going to stand by their work and make it right if anything comes up, but it's going to be right. 314-227-9636 to reach out to Home Shield Foundation Repair and have them come take a look at your basement, the moisture that's gotten in. Get rid of it with Home Shield. 314-227-9636, HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
This is Todd Krentz with Krentz Financial Group. For over 6 decades, we have helped St. Louis families and businesses plan with purpose and live with confidence. Selling your business is a major milestone. Before and after the sale, our role is to help cut through complexity and create a clear financial strategy focused on your legacy. We often coordinate with your attorney and CPA to ensure everything is aligned so your plan not only fits today, but continues working for you in the future. Your goals, our mission. Start today at kfgadvisors.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Servicing. Member FINRA/SIPC. Prince Financial Group is not a broker-dealer.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon for Generator Supercenter of St. Louis. And you know, your home is your sanctuary. You need to take the first step to peace of mind with a free estimate on a Generac home standby generator from the #1 Generac generator dealer in the country, Generator Supercenter. We learned the hard way here in St. Louis during the tornado recently that power can be knocked out. But even outside of that, what if the power grid fails and it's 100 degrees here in St. Louis? You don't want to be that person. Get with Generator Supercenter of St. Louis today. Generator Supercenter of St. Louis.com. Tell them that we sent you along.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-538-5188. That's 636-538-5188 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-538-5188.
Our YouTube live chat poll today, are you comfortable with President Trump's health? Yes, he's healthy for his age. A little concerned, or no, his health is a liability. Here's a comment I wanted to highlight from Russell. He says, nope, not worried. Now, if he hides every day, stops talking to the media, starts sleeping on the beach, then maybe. But not right now.
A president of the United States doing that?
I can't see it happening, especially not from 2024 through 2028.
Especially because President Trump has said repeatedly that he will not be in a swimsuit on the beach.
131, this time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Still leading 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
Pretty much agreed that I'll be going to China.
When is that?
In the earlier part of the year.
Okay.
And President Xi will be coming into maybe Washington or Palm Beach or someplace sometime after that.
How is the one supposed to keep up with President Trump and the places he's going and the things he's doing. A lot of discussion about a meeting with President Xi that will take place this week. And, the stakes are pretty high for that. There are, of course, foreign policy issues, peace issues, of course, economic issues that need to be addressed. And President Trump is willing to have those conversations with President Xi. What can we expect, or what are we hoping to solve? Let's speak to an expert on that. KT McFarland joins us, President Trump's first deputy national security advisor, former Fox News national security analyst, and author of Revolution, Trump, Washington, and We the People. KT, thank you for being with us here today. It's great to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you, Annie, for having me back. It's good to be with you, too.
Of course. What are your hopes and expectations for President Trump as he pursues conversations, negotiations with China's President Xi?
The great thing about Donald Trump is he believes in personal diplomacy, and he's really, really, really good at it. So when he says in advance of something, he's not going to say, I'm going to have this agreement or that. He's going to get in the room, meet the leader, decide where the leverage is and how to play it. And so he's going into the meeting with the Chinese president with a lot of advantages for the United States. One is that China has to sell its manufactured products to the United States. We're the world's biggest market. If they can't sell things in the U.S. or the tariff is so high that it makes it uncompetitive, China's industry just grinds to a halt. But at the same time, they have an advantage, and their advantage is that they've cornered the market. Stupid us for letting them do it, but they've cornered the market on something called rare earth minerals, and those are essential elements in all modern communications, our national security, all of our weapon systems, and the Chinese control about 95% of that market. We could deal with it, but for various Democratic administrations and the sort of idea that China was always going to be our friend, which was Joe Biden's idea, we never really focused on the fact that they were cornering the market and they could use it to blackmail us. President Trump has said he wants to sort of have really an Operation Warp Speed to develop American capabilities in this area. Rare earth minerals aren't that rare. They have to be mined. And we have them. We have plenty of them. We just have to go about getting them out of the ground in a safe way. And I think we will do that. But in the interim, they're essential for any of our manufacturing. So with the Chinese, we kind of have each other in this death struggle. Like, they have to sell to us, and we have to buy rare earth minerals from them. And I do think President Trump has a plan, and he's going to get in the room with Xi Jinping and see how that plan works out. And my guess is he'll do really well.
We're speaking with KT McFarland here on the Annie Fry Show. So is there a natural order? Is there a domino effect at all that occurs with President Trump, who is in conversations all across the globe, working for peace, working for better trade deals, putting America first, but not saying that other people can't have success, while Donald Trump prioritizes the American people in his business dealings? Some of the negotiations, of course, that have taken place in the Middle East, and that 20-point deal that he has put together, getting the hostages back, his conversations with Zelensky, and then, of course, Putin. Now we get to President Xi. Do any of these previous negotiations affect at all the way China chooses to relate to and work with the United States?
It's a good point that you bring up, because it's all about momentum. And President Trump, obviously, this historic Middle East peace agreement that no one said could ever happen. I mean, they've been fighting thousands of years, those tribes. And President Trump managed to, with amazing personal diplomacy and skills, to pressure this group. He knew when to pressure the Qataris, when to pressure Israel, when to let up, when to not, and his decision to bomb the Iranian nuclear sites. All those things made possible an agreement no one ever thought could happen. And add to that, he's sort of clocking one agreement after another. They're happening so fast you sort of almost even notice them. That the Cambodia and Thailand, for example, he signed that one yesterday. Yeah. And so he walks into the meeting with President Xi in a really strong position. I mean, there's no doubt that the most important global leader right now is Donald J. Trump. And so he walks into the meeting with a lot of stature, shall we say, and that'll give him a great advantage. And he also knows the difference between President Trump and previous American presidents is he knows how to leverage the economy and our trade and our technology. Other presidents we had the ability to do it, but they just never wanted to do it. They didn't want to put out tough elbows. They wouldn't put American interests first. And because President Trump is willing to do it, I think he goes into these meetings at a great advantage. The one thing I will say in the first term with President Trump, the Chinese have a very different negotiating style than most countries. They like to think of things way in advance. The low level works out the issues, and then it kicks it up to the next level. And by the time the head of China, the president of China, meets with a foreign leader, everything's already been decided. President Trump he turns that upside down, and he says nothing's decided until I make the decision. And then from that, all the subsidiary decisions flow. And so it puts him, President Trump, at a great advantage when dealing with a Chinese leader who's not used to being the guy in charge in the sense of making those tough decisions himself. He'll make them eventually, but he's not a guy who can sit in, and he's not a good poker player in the sense that he sits in the room and he's going to like be nimble and bob and weave and do this and do that. They're not spontaneous. President Trump is spontaneous, and that's his great advantage.
Yeah, it certainly has been amazing to watch in just these short 9 months or so for President Trump to have made good on so many of his campaign commitments and to know that the ones that aren't complete yet, that they are in motion. It's been incredible to watch. One of those, and it seemed as though maybe it was the number one priority of the Trump administration, was his domestic security, closing the border, reinstituting law and order across the United States on the home front. Does it matter? Does it factor in at all? Because I've heard President Trump say, we invite these high-level, world leaders to Washington, D.C., and he's embarrassed of the state of Washington, D.C., the graffiti, the streets, and so on and so forth. Does it matter, like we talked about a little bit earlier, that domino effect, the order of things, the momentum, to get your own house in order before you go on the world stage?
But not only is he getting, law and order, securing the border, making our cities safe, but our economy is doing so well. And it's not lost on foreign leaders that Donald Trump is very popular, that what he's doing is decisive and fast speed, warp speed. Everything he does is faster than most anybody could ever do it. And it's not lost on the foreign leaders how powerful and strong he is at home. A weak American president who's not popular at home or is facing a lame duck president or one who's facing an election he's sure to lose, he doesn't have any clout on the international stage. Donald Trump has a lot of clout, and he's shown his decisiveness. No one ever thought he would bomb the Iranian nuclear sites, but he did. No one ever thought that he would take strong action against our NATO allies to say, you guys have to pay your fair share for our national security. But he did, and they did. And so all those things he's taken really seriously. Nobody thinks they're going to get a fast one and fool President Trump. And nobody thinks that they're going to somehow out-negotiate Donald J. Trump. They've seen too many times and time again how he's succeeded at home and abroad with the economy, with trade, with technology, cleaning up our cities, that he goes into it as probably the strongest American leader really in American history.
It's been very incredible to watch it up front as well. You served in the first term, President Trump's first deputy national security advisor. We're speaking with KT McFarland. Last question before we let you go. All of these things that you're saying about Donald Trump, he's one man, but it seems as though he's assembled quite a bit of a dream team to enact the goals, the plans, the policies that he wants to have. Does that Trump effect rub off on the administration, and when they walk into a room, do they get to have a little of that shine on them when they're going to make their economic policy negotiations or foreign policy, whatever it might be?
Yeah, and remember, in his first term, everybody was against him, right? The media was against him. All the Democrats were against him. The bureaucracy was against him. And in many cases, a lot of members of his own administration were against him. He now is in a very different position. What's happened to legacy media? Well, it's, crumbling before our very eyes. What about the Democrats? They don't have any issues. They just have a lot of really old 80-year-old guys and a lot of young crazy people. And when you think of the bureaucracy, they're not even working now. President Trump has, between Elon Musk and President Trump's own efforts, he's taming the bureaucracy. So all those groups that were sort of aligned against him, they've all vanished. And as the result, President Trump has been able to get really strong leaders who believe in what Donald Trump believes in. They're not fighting him. They're trying to amplify his beliefs.
Well, Katie McFarland, we are so grateful that you came on with us. We hope you'll come back. We love having the experts in foreign policy try to navigate this. I certainly am not an expert, but I love listening to smart people like yourself. So thank you for the time today.
Well, thank you, Annie. That's a great compliment from you, and I take it with all seriousness. Thank you.
We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. Katie McFarland, you can go to Real KT McFarland on X. You can also go to ktmcfarland.com and learn a little bit more about her and check out her book, Revolution, Trump, Washington, and We the People. I really wonder what it's like, and if we have her back again soon. We've talked to her before, but it's been a while. I think maybe the last time I talked to her might have been booked by producer Katie, but if I have her back, and now that we're friends again, not that we weren't friends, that makes it sound wrong. Now that we have had a conversation about that, I'd kind of like to ask her, what is it like to know and to have experienced the vitriol and the obstacle of working in Trump's first administration, his first term? What is it like to witness those people who are in those positions now in the second term, where the wheels are certainly greased and things are moving in the direction? And you know, President Trump himself, he definitely has this kind of air of IDGAF. He's just going to do what he's going to do. He's going to, when the heat comes from the mainstream media, he's thrown the heat back ×2. He doesn't care.
Yeah, she called him President Warp Speed in that interview, and that's about right. And everybody knows it. You know, even if you're on the left, you might disagree with what he's doing, but you can't deny that he is making a tremendous impact on the whole world and America first.
And Katie McFarland would know what the Trump administration didn't know the first time around the block. And to have the amount of time that we've traveled between the first term and the second term, the things that have happened that have reshaped the way Americans view Donald Trump specifically, but American politics, we have grown. It's like a dog years situation. And I just think that if you were there and you got to see up front the inexperience on full display of Donald Trump specifically, that's what, folks, when you vote for an outsider, that's what you're going to get. You're intentionally voting for somebody that doesn't know how the back room works. You're voting for somebody who's going to go find out how the back room works and make sure that it is an advocate of the people. And it took a whole term. It took a loss in 2020 to get Donald Trump to be the super figure that he is right now, to be able to, at warp speed, get this much done in the first 9 months of his administration. Good to talk to Katie McFarland. YouTube live chat poll for today. Are you comfortable with President Trump's health? Yes, he's healthy for his age. You're a little concerned, or no, his health is a liability. Let's get on the Annie Fry YouTube channel here and cast your vote. President Trump was asked on Air Force One if he had taken an MRI, and he said, yeah, I did, and it was beautiful. Of course.
It's perfect.
Of course Donald Trump's MRI was beautiful. Let us know what you think in the YouTube chat. We'll be right back.
Pretend we're dancing in the street in Barcelona.
25 years of 97.1 in St. Louis.
Hey, it's Dana Lash. Congratulations to 97.1 FM Talk on 25 years, the station where I got my start. Here's to the next 25 years.
Because we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see lots of lawyers' ads. Most seem to be bragging on results, but are they true or misleading? For example, in some cases, a firm may try a case even though the at-fault party has no lawyer, then brag in the ad about their results. My son Matt got one for nearly $50 million, but we never collected one dime. Some lawyers may say they got a result even though they were sitting second chair at a firm like mine, and even though they had little to do with it. Happens all the time. All that glitters is not gold. At Morgan & Morgan, our results are real. Visit forthepeople.com and go to settlements and verdicts to see for yourself what your case may be worth before you hire a law firm. Do your homework. Fact check. It's easy and too important not to. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you. If you're thinking about replacing your windows before winter hits, which is smart, don't keep making the same mistake. Stop replacing your failing vinyl windows on your home now with more vinyl. Lakeside Renovation and Design will install Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows. They're built to last, they're energy efficient, plus they look stunning, and they're custom built for your home. Installed by Lakeside's expert team, and they're going to offer a lifetime workmanship warranty. If you're ready to upgrade your windows once and for all, you need to visit windowsbylakeside.com. Schedule your free consultation today.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Rooted in faith, grounded in family. We're back with more truth. This is the Annie Fry Show.
And I bet you've been waiting for me to tell that story about my son driving.
I can't wait to hear it. Also, what did you just get? Gardettos?
No. Sun chips.
Oh.
I didn't have time for breakfast this morning, and I'm struggling.
Gardettos sound really good. I was hoping to have a couple of rye chips.
I hate Gardettos.
Okay.
Party mix? Is that what it is?
What?
Isn't
Yeah.
Gardettos like a party mix?
Oh,
where
yeah,
you've got
yeah.
like
It's like
the all the different little crackers. It's made in the Worcestershire sauce.
I didn't know any of that. I just take it at face value.
Yuck.
Smash it into my gullet.
Thanks for the visual.
You're welcome. You know the ones that are really good? The cheddar flavored ones.
I'd probably be more inclined to like that than the regular. That Worcestershire flavor.
No?
Mm-mm.
Not doing it for you?
No, my mom used to make that if they were hosting a party, like a Christmas party or something. She would make it herself. So you put the stuff in the oven, you put that.
She'd make Chex Mix?
Yeah.
Or party, yeah.
Yeah. And you put it
Okay.
in the oven, and then you just like bake it for a little bit. So you bake the flavor in. Worst smell I've ever smelled.
Oh, man. You know what's driving me crazy lately is I go on these food kicks, Always. I get in these food kicks. And I got on one recently with just popcorn. Every night I'm eating popcorn.
What kind of popcorn?
Different kinds. I'll find one that's like hot and spicy lately. They have those. It's all
Like out of a bag?
Yeah, it's all in instant popcorn out of a bag.
Mm-mm.
And so a lot of times it's just regular, but I'll do kettle corn every now and then. I'm just going all over the place. But I keep pouring that white cheddar, like salty stuff all over it.
Oh my god!
Oh man, it's so good. It's the
Yeah,
only
I
thing
don't
I
know.
want to
What
eat.
are you doing eating savory food?
The problem is
You need sugar.
that it's a good habit generally, except I eat the entire bag and with all that stuff on it. And my wife hates the smell of popcorn. Have you ever met anybody that hates the smell of popcorn?
I have news for you. Super buttery popcorn. The smell of that also smells like newborn baby poop.
I disagree.
Like breastfed baby diapers stink. Smells like butter popcorn. My son.
What?
Like if somebody makes somebody get on the YouTube chat. There's somebody out there who understands what I'm talking about. But if we're popping popcorn, which we don't really ever do in our house, but maybe if we're watching a movie over Christmas break or something, and we get a whim to have that kind of snack, because that's a healthier snack of the things that you can snack on.
Yes.
It like makes them what? No good. Colonel Ripper says microwave popcorn stinks.
Colonel Ripper's wrong. It smells great. It's popcorn. Popcorn in a movie theater, popcorn in Rural King. It always smells good.
Janine says, Annie, where are you getting popcorn from?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
She says hers never smells like poo. But it's did your wife breastfeed?
With twins, she tried, and it didn't last long.
Heck no. I would no.
She was all about it, and then like week 2, she's like, nope, done.
When Jared and I decided we were gonna have a fourth kid, we were gonna attempt to have a fourth kid. I told him, I was like, I will do this because I hate being pregnant, folks. If you've been around the block here with the Andy Fry Show, you already know that. I throw up twice a day. I feel terrible. It's absolutely awful. But I have 4 kids, so it wasn't awful enough to make me not have the second, third, and the fourth. But I told him when we decided to have a 4th kid, I was like, I don't think I can breastfeed this child, because I went 3 months with the first 3, a little bit longer with Jensen. I don't know, she was just better at it, but it's so much work. It's so awful. And some people have the best experience with that. That's the thing. Like, you can say one way or the other, oh, I love being pregnant. It's my happiest time when I was pregnant. I am not you. You are not me. Same thing with breastfeeding. But I said to him, I was like, if I'll do this, if I don't even want to attempt it, because like you said, you try, you want it. You want it to work. You want it to be beautiful. And then with one, it's like, this is so hard. And you're so needed all of the time, every 2 hours. With twins, I couldn't even imagine. But a breastfed baby diaper and a bottle-fed baby diaper are different diapers.
It's so specific that somebody would say.
It's the truth.
I like the smell of popcorn. You're like, oh, I don't care for the smell of popcorn because it smells as a baby's fecal matter who's nursed from his mother's breast.
Nobody has ever said nursed from his mother's breast and baby's fecal matter in the same sentence before. Last week I congratulated on a new sentence in the English language. Now here's part 2.
That's what you said. I just said it much more eloquently.
I don't think it was eloquent.
I
think
do.
It was mocking.
Well, it was that too.
Baby poo.
It smells as a baby's fecal
This
matter.
is we're here now. We've arrived. But don't you know the difference, Ryan? You're a dad times 3. There's a difference when your kids are like, when you're changing diapers and everything and you're dealing with that, and then they get old enough and you're like, all right, this isn't kid anymore. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Probably.
Like if you when the kids are, you're potty training the kids or whatever, a lot of times the thrust into you are going to get this right, kid, whether you like it or not, is when they don't have like the little baby
toilet
situation anymore. It's like, this is now I'm dealing with like another human's level of stuff. Like, you need to put that in the toilet first. I don't ever need to experience this again. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so.
Did you change diapers?
Yeah, I changed some diapers. I had to. We had
what
twins.
Percentage of diapers of your 3 kids did you change?
Of the twins, I would say probably close to 50%. Of the 3, I'd say a good 33%, because I didn't change a lot of the third one.
How come? Because you were repulsed by the popcorn smell of the poo?
I didn't have to anymore. We were just
What?
past it. I didn't have to change as many diapers because she took care of it more. Not entirely, but more.
Did you just not change them?
I just didn't think about the child pooping. Didn't know that he did.
I think you've explained your disqualification to judge the poo factor of babies due to your, I just didn't think I had to do it anymore.
What did the sun chips remind you of regarding your children? Or just general fecal things? Because you got sun chips. Or what do they not remind you of? Explain things that the smell of sun chips do not relate to. It's really an open-ended question because you could say anything.
I'll read Julie's comment.
Okay.
Is it gross that I'm craving popcorn right now?
No.
Yes.
It's not.
Yes, Julie.
It's not.
Yes.
It's perfectly normal.
As long as you're not craving newborn baby snuggles while we talk about the poo.
I kind of miss the baby phase, but not enough to have another baby.
I saw a baby, I think it was at church yesterday, and that baby must have been 6 months old maybe. Looked like a baby that could probably like relocate through a combination of sort of crawling and rolling, but not like, I'd like to run down the stairs right now, which is what they first try to do. And I went inside internally, I went, oh, it was one then the other. That's so cute for you. That's where I was on that. All right, I'll tell the Charlie driving story next. Don't go away.
Just a couple of songs, you know it's last call when the law comes walking in.
Mark Cox here for the Range St. Louis West. Right now, they're giving away a free basic handgun skills class. All you have to do is register for your chance to win. TheRangeSTL.com/971. I've taken this class. It's ideal for beginners. They have expert instruction. It's available in a women's only class if that's what you're interested in. The normal cost is $135. You can win the class right now at TheRangeSTL.com/971.
Are you nearing retirement and don't know if you have enough money saved to retire? That is scary. Do you have a written retirement financial plan in place? Well, when it comes to retirement planning, the trusted team at Financial and Tax Architects are the best. They've helped people all over St. Louis retire with confidence. And that's what you want. You want to retire with confidence. Now, they offer a one-night, 2.5-hour adult education class called Retirement Planning 101. They hold these at colleges over the St. Louis area and in Illinois. No cost, no obligation, just learning. And at this class, you learn how to avoid costly mistakes, how to maximize your income, how to reduce taxes in retirement. So call them today, 314-888-5101, or visit fta-ria.com and take the first step toward a smarter retirement. 314-888-5101.
If you've been injured in a trucking accident in St. Louis, you need attorneys who live here and work here. We know the STL and fight for the STL. You need Kaufman Townsley. Real people, real results. Call 314-500-5000.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
License number E2014A.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Lights flickering?
Grasser can fix it.
Breaker keeps tripping?
That's a Grasser job.
Outlet not working?
Grasser makes it right.
Old wiring need a rewire?
Grasser rewires with care.
From little fixes to major fixes.
Even the tricky ones.
We treat your home like our own.
Treat? Did you say treat?
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
Guys, it's time to take charge of your health with my friends at Victory Men's Health. Mark Cox here. I already love what they do at Victory. They do hormone optimization, sexual health, weight loss, even vitamin deficiencies. Now they're offering specialty cardiovascular testing and even early detection cancer screening. Visit them at one of their 4 great locations, now in Sunset Hills, Town and Country, O'Fallon, Missouri, and O'Fallon, Illinois. Tell them Mark Cox sent you. Go to VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
A man accused of targeting the U.S. Attorney General. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The FBI says the 29-year-old suspect was arrested in Minnesota, suspected of posting a threat against Pam Bondi.
According to authorities in this affidavit that we just saw a couple of hours ago, unsealed recently, he allegedly offered a $45,000 bounty. In the post, there's a photo, and this was on TikTok, a photo of the Attorney General with a sniper red dot, and it reads, "Wanted Pam Bondi, reward $45,000, dead or alive, preferably dead." That's a quote. He is in custody. Additionally, his TikTok page had anarchist symbols, according to the affidavit filed.
Fox's David Sponge. The FBI says agents in Detroit got a tip about the post, with Google, Comcast, and TikTok assisting in the investigation. A Utah judge set to announce a decision about courtroom clothing for Charlie Kirk's accused assassin Tyler Robinson. The defense says he should be allowed to wear civilian clothes and no shackles for future court proceedings, arguing that being dressed as an inmate could impact the jury's presumption of innocence. Forecasters warning Jamaica that catastrophic flooding and landslides are possible from Hurricane Melissa, now a Category 5 storm, top sustained winds at 175 miles per hour and still moving very slowly at 3 miles an hour.
Expected to make a landfall on the southwest shores of Jamaica Tuesday morning. These winds and rains will last for well over 24 hours. Some areas could get 4 feet of rain, creating mudslides, rock slides, and catastrophic scenarios to the infrastructure. People have been bracing for days, the government warning everyone here to get everything in order. This could be the strongest hurricane in the history of Jamaica and one of the most powerful systems to ever come out of the Caribbean Sea.
Fox Weather's Robert Ray in Kingston. America is listening to Fox News.
This month, Pure Talk is supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat vets struggling with PTSD. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. Sure, I like the unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and you will too. But you will love being in business with a company that shares your values. Dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Let's keep our unsettled skies going right through Wednesday, and then the coldest air so far this season moves in. 59, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Nothing more than a couple of spot showers, plus it's breezy. Periods of rain developing tonight, 51. Tuesday, clouds. Periods of rain and a chilly 57. Keep that pattern going on Wednesday. Wednesday's also windy and also 57. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Time to get ready for cold weather and schedule your heating system check. Get not just your heating system, but your entire HVAC system checked for $19 a month with the Preferred Partner Plan. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Ring.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride. What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
So they're having a hearing right now regarding the shooter, Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin, about what he's going to wear in the courtroom, what his clothing is going to be. Is he going to be restrained? Is he going to be in, I was going to say fatigues. What do you call them?
Prison
garb? That's
I don't know.
For me. They want him to be in plain clothes because they say that if he's not in plain clothes, he's going to look guilty. I'm like, that's not the reason he looks guilty.
The things they fight over, it's unbelievable.
Here's a question before it gets to be the main leading story. How much of that? This is to everybody listening right now, but like how much minute by minute of the trial do people want to consume? How much do you want to consume?
I don't know. I almost want to know a daily update, but I don't know that I want to hear it constantly.
Remember Johnny Depp and Amber Heard?
Yeah, that was fun.
Was it?
Yeah.
That wasn't.
She took a grumpy in the bed.
Oh, God.
A grumpy.
That wasn't my recollection of it. I remember lamenting how slow the news cycle was.
Yeah.
It's like, could something happen? Could something great happen that we talk about? Some big deal? And it was just nonstop. Fox News is my main source of news, but I do a lot of dabbling in other places through a lot of reading and a lot of clips and everything, and it was just freaking everywhere. I wonder, somebody who has this kind of time on their hands or the capability, maybe artificial intelligence, if there's one you trust, can do this, but I wonder how many total minutes the CNNs, the MSNBCs of the world spent on the Johnny Depp trial. And I'd like to compare the notes to how much they'll spend on the Charlie Kirk trial.
That's interesting. Well, the thing is, though, with the Johnny, now other celebrity trials might be a little different than this, but Johnny Depp and Amber Heard were both celebrities.
Who gives a crap,
So
though?
the fact that they were both in the courtroom did make it much more dramatic.
What
Whereas
year was that?
with the Charlie Kirk trial, nobody that's in the room, other than maybe Erica Kirk, will you really know? So, it's not going to pull you the same way.
April 2022 to June 1st of 2022.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe after COVID we cared less about it, but it was after COVID.
It was after COVID. The nation was healing. That may have ruined at least her career, maybe his too.
I think Johnny Depp came
I think
out.
he came out
Johnny
better.
Depp's career was on the rocks at that point because he had a few, I think, substance abuse problems. Right? He was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
I think, and he dealt with a lot of demons or whatever. He was maybe difficult to work with, but he's a huge talent. But I think he came out of that trial in an incredibly charming way.
Oh, he certainly came out better, but maybe he was just hitting that point in his career too that he's just not getting as many roles.
Well, he's an older guy.
Yeah.
And he was a younger heartthrob, so it happens to women a lot sooner than it happens to men. Like this, I'm watching this. It's being covered live right now on Fox News, and it's like, should we? I'm not suggesting that we do this, and we're not going to. But like, do people, as a listener right now, do you want to know the minute by minute update on the trial of the suspected killer of Charlie Kirk's? I just don't. I'm not entertained by it, and I think a lot of court true crime, drama type of stuff like that, it becomes entertainment for people, and this is not entertaining for me to learn and watch.
No, this is justice.
I hope.
And that's why I would like to know in sort of a daily recap what's happening. But I mean, even just going to a live courtroom, it's usually not very interesting.
Don't you think that, like, when you're talking about the Johnny Depp one, though, is that entertainment or is that justice?
Oh, no, that's entertainment for sure. Somebody's getting justice from something, but the reason you're interested in is entertainment.
Like those court cases are happening all over the country every day.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think about like the minute by minute. How much are you expecting and hoping? Be a good YouTube poll. I was telling a story earlier in the show, and Ryan was completely uninterested.
About what?
Exactly.
Are you going to tell it now?
Well, just why don't you tee it up for me?
Well, you have a son. And
with whom I'm pleased.
He is about to turn the big 16, which means he's about to drive a car. Baby, you can drive my car. And that is where we are now.
I'm less interested in my story. I've become disinterested in my own story. I've really hyped it up.
That was the beginning. Now what's the middle and end?
My son lost his wallet at this party that he went to this weekend. It was a Halloween party. It was outside, big party at a big property. And I didn't know this, but apparently he went there and he was one of the scarers. So he could like go on a trail and they had people. So I guess I didn't know that he was doing that. He's not that scary to me. I think I would see him and just
throwing his wallet
chuckle.
at somebody to scare him?
I don't know. He told me a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was a month or so ago, he's like, hey, Mom, I have my wallet. Everything's fine, but I lost the tile that was in it. Well, the tile is that little tile thing that is a tracker.
Oh.
I'm like, you have your wallet and you lost the tracker. And he's like, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, I didn't know that was possible. What I could see happening is that you have the tracker, but not the wallet. But my 15-year-old son is capable of retaining the wallet, high five, good job, kiddo, but losing the tile tracker. Except for this weekend, he lost his wallet, and he was kind of freaking out about it. He'll get worked up about stuff like that, and I'll be like, listen, we're going to look for your wallet. You haven't looked in the most obvious places yet, and it's probably there. So let's save the panic for when panic is necessary. And I told him, like, even if we don't find your wallet, we need to replace your permit. We need to replace your FOID card. We need to replace a Venmo card. and that's about it. It's going to be a hassle, but it's not worth panicking about. So, like, let's measure life's challenges accordingly. It was also like 1 a.m. when we were having this conversation. He probably had like 12 Mountain Dew Baja Blasts at that point. So he was probably pretty strung out.
He's jacked.
Do you remember, did you guys do dude sleepovers where you were like, Mountain Dew man, surge. Let's get the surge.
Yeah, maybe he was Surge. That was
Jolt?
the very beginning of it.
Jolt
and
was a different level than
I don't know.
Jolt was an energy drink before energy drinks.
Yeah.
It was like only caffeine.
I don't know that we did sleepovers with those. I mean, we were way into, can you drink a whole Jolt? Can you do a Surge? But
Surge. There a lot of people listening right now are, what are they talking about?
they were very time
Surge
period.
is kind of a cross
90s.
between Mellow Yellow and Mountain Dew, but with a little extra caffeine. At least that's the way it was marketed.
Yes, I don't even know if it had.
It might be less than Mountain Dew.
It might be a Sprite.
It was something that like teenagers or preteens, they basically feel like they're drinking Stag.
Yeah.
They're just like,
Yeah.
pound it, steak, taters, and gravy in my veins, and it's just caffeine.
So the only time that I ever remember using those substances to try to stay up late was at church lock-ins.
No, I'm right there with you completely. And that is the childhood you should be providing for your children.
Darn right.
Absolutely.
Surge and Mario Kart.
100%. So I'm texting with him, like I said a little bit earlier in the show, when he's at a friend's house. If any of my kids are at friends' houses, I'm just going to sleep. I'm going to half sleep that night. Until my kids are back under my roof, there's not rest. It's just the way it is. I wish it were different, but that's just the way it is. So I'm texting with him. I'm like, it'll be fine. We'll figure it out. And he's like, I hope I didn't have it when I was jumping out and scaring people. And he goes, I think it might be in one of the beds that's up in the loft. He goes, but there were people who were sleeping up there at that point. So he's like, I don't want to rustle around and be rooting in the bed while they're sleeping there. I'm like, well, it's probably there. That's what makes the most sense. It's probably there. So long story short, the next day, we go back in the afternoon, and they let us go look in the loft area where the beds are, and it's laying right there.
Nice.
So a kid was sleeping in that bed. He just didn't look there, and it was right where he thought it was. Crisis averted. So I say to him when we're leaving, and the house is kind of out in the country. I say to him when we're leaving, I'm like, do you want to drive? Because now he had his permit back in his possession. But yesterday was rainy. Do you think it's important for a 15-year-old permit driver to drive in the rain?
Yeah, and maybe snow too.
Yeah. So he hasn't really had that yet. But at this point, I mean, in Illinois, you can get your permit when you turn 15. You don't have to have a lick of classroom education.
I didn't know that.
In Missouri, you don't even have to have a permit. There's nothing. You have to
Wait,
take
when you turn 16?
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I've talked to plenty of kids that Charlie played baseball with, and they're all pretty much Missouri kids. They don't qualify for a permit. You turn 15, you can drive with an adult.
Oh, that's cool.
And then you got to go through the qualifications to get your license or whatever. But Illinois has, imagine this, more regulation.
A little bit.
And I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm really that upset about this little extra piece of regulation. But we had to, in order to get our permit, take a class first.
Yeah, me too. My
And then
teacher's name was Mr. Butts.
Mine was Mr. Wagner, Coach Wagner. Short story about that. I can't talk about Mr. Wagner and driver's ed without telling a story about this kid who was in our class, and he was a unique kid, I'll put it that way. And Coach Wagner says, it's important that you understand that I'm making up the statistics specifically. He's like 50% of all accidents occur within 15 miles of your home. And he seriously raises his hand. He goes, Coach, why wouldn't you just move 30 miles away?
I love that story. I've heard that story.
And we were all like, it's got a good point. He's got a point. And the kid, like I said, the kid would ask questions like that. And he was like, he started to explain it. And then he was like, just never mind. You should do that. You should move 30 miles away.
I only spent 2 afternoons with Mr. Butts because I had a bunch of other kids in the car that were all burnout fadeaways and they never showed up. So I got
to do all the driving?
I got my full hours 2 times, and he listened to Dr. Laura the whole time.
You're naming names, so I would be careful as to how far you take this profile of your driver's ed teacher. So Charlie gets in the car. I'm like, why don't you drive? And he's like, it's raining. Are you sure you don't care? I'm like, no, I think you should. We didn't have anywhere to be, so we'll just take it slow, which is how you should drive in the rain. So I say to him, we get in the car, and we have less than a quarter tank of gas. I'm like, we need to go get gas. I get on Upside, and that's how I remember specifically how it was $2.81 after my Upside discount. And I go, I need you to go to the Circle K that's by the middle school in Edwardsville. And he goes, okay, how do you get there? I go, figure it out.
Ooh.
So we're driving in the rain, and it was probably at that time pushing 6 o'clock, so the sun had gone down. Not like the sun was out yesterday at all. And it was funny. The amount of times that he's ridden in a car in all of these places, he couldn't figure out what streets to take.
That's great.
And so we're just driving around, and I was not stressed out about it because we didn't have anywhere to be. But he kept making turns. Like, he forgot that he was going somewhere. And then he'd be like, oh, I think I was supposed to turn back there. And what I want him to do is realize I was supposed to turn back there, and now you just have to go to the next street. You can't, like, stop in the middle of the road and think about it. You got to keep going.
Thank you.
You have to do these things.
That's a rule for adults, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, one of the things that he did, we were driving down 159, and it's close to where the Dairy Queen is on the north end of town. And he realized that he had passed his street, so he stopped in the right lane. There was a turn lane, but you couldn't really see it because of the rain and the lights weren't reflecting off of the lines or whatever. He stopped in the right lane and turned his left signal on to cross over a turn lane and the other one. And so there's people behind it. And it's like, I'm telling him calmly, like, you need to be in the turn lane. You need to be signaled to get in the turn lane before you brake. The signal alerts people that you're about to change your driving habits. Maybe you're going to brake. Maybe you're going to turn, whatever. So he's going over that. Finally, I mean, we probably drove 2 miles out of the way to get to this gas station. Finally gets there, pumps the gas on his own. I'm making him do everything. He had the opportunity, like, the car started to frost up or fog up or whatever. And so I had the opportunity to explain to him, like, if this happens, you need to pull over immediately. Like, if you are not, first you need to get comfortable with, like, how do I immediately defrost? But if it happens for the first time once again, and you can't be driving with a foggy windshield, looking down at your dash, trying to figure out what button it was I was supposed to push. I was like, you need to signal and pull over, pull in a parking lot, and just stop the car out of traffic. All of these things that we do when we drive all of the time, like sometimes I feel like with the computers and stuff in our car, it's like you're flying a spaceship, you're pushing buttons and making things happen. You're not even really thinking about it. And he's got to think about all these things. And as soon as his mind shifts into, I have to defrost, he can't shift out of, I have to watch what's in front of me. Well, the story ends with us driving down 159 to go home. And we're driving down, the speed limit is 30 miles an hour. And he's over there, he's driving 30, and it is so freaking slow. I'm like, there's no way in heck that I would be driving this slow. And I'm just like keeping my mouth shut, like, good kid, he's at 30. He's not at 31, he's at 30. Good job, keep going. And eventually he goes, this is so slow. Well, it turns out when he went to trip the car after we got gas, he turned it into kilometers per hour. He was driving
you
like,
could do that.
It's one button push. It's like one button away from hanging up a phone call. He pushed one button and it switches to kilometers. This should be a deep setting that you have to go find.
No kidding.
Well, he was driving like 16, 17 miles an hour. And I was just sitting here like, this hurts. This hurts me so bad. We need to drive faster.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, because 30 already feels kind of slow through there.
Yes. We had
but
like
you do it.
8 cars piled up behind us.
I'm sure you did.
And I was thinking, like, golly, I wouldn't be driving this slow. And again, I'm telling you all listening to me right now, look me in the eyes. Look at your radio right now. When you got somebody driving like a total moron in front of you, it might be my son. Please be nice. Yeah. Please be nice to these people. You don't know what they're going through. You're stressing them out. You need to be kind to these young student drivers who are driving 30 kilometers an hour.
15 in a 30 where it feels normal to go 45.
And I'm just sitting here thinking, man, I'd be smoking these people. I'd be passing this jackwagon in the center passing lane going, peace out, homie. I got to get home to my couch.
There could be joggers going about as fast as you were.
And it was wild. And I was looking around like, just doesn't feel right, but it says 30 right big and bold there. And I look over after he said, man, this feels so slow. I look over and I see KMH or whatever, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Sorry to the 8 people who were, maybe those people were.
That's a 4-lane. They could have gone around you.
No, it's not.
Right there, it's not?
No, it's between like LeClaire and downtown Edwardsville.
Oh, okay.
It's residential.
Okay.
And it was slow. We'll be right back. Don't go away. CiviaLaw.com. Online, you can learn everything you need to know about the estate planning, the elder law help that Civia Law, Todd Civia, and his amazing team can provide you. And this is always a pleasure for me to be able to say, with the first 10 callers right now to the number I'm about to give you, the first 10 callers in Missouri and Illinois, you can visit him in either one of those offices. The first 10 callers are going to get their strategy session free. It's a $300 value. You mentioned the Annie Fry Show when you call the number I'm about to give you, and that $300 initial strategy session, free. It's on Civia Law. Here's the number to call, 833-995-WILL. Call 833-995-WILL and talk to Todd Civia about setting up an estate plan, a trust, wills, powers of attorney. You need to get this taken care of. Avoid probate and do it with the best here in the Midwest. You can go to Missouri in one of their 2 locations, Wentzville and Creve Coeur. In Illinois, Edwardsville, East Dalton, Swansea, Centralia, and Mount Vernon. CiviaLaw.com.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum-sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves by making Active Liver from New Nordic part of your daily wellness routine. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or at newnordicusa.com.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hold up. Check it out.
Sports and local.
Listen as Ethan shares stories with deep biblical allegory.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
pressure's on.
I really like that one. Deep biblical allegory.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what that word means.
You're the C.S. Lewis of local and sports.
Am I now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know such thing existed just in general.
I know. Isn't it amazing? And it's you.
Sure. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and let's get into some deep biblical allegory regarding the St. Louis Blues and their extremely painful loss on Saturday night.
The Bible talks all about struggles and suffering.
It does. It does. And you know how it can define you or refine you, I should say.
Which psalm would you suggest to the Blues?
23.
Do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death?
That's basically what Saturday night was for the Blues. They were winning this game 4-0.
It was
that
terrible.
was not the
Don't
valley.
that
was the
to live in.
mountaintop.
Yes.
And then they allowed 6 straight goals in the final 30 minutes of this game.
That was the valley?
And they lost 6-4. Right now, they are in the valley.
Their rod and their staff did not comfort them.
It did not. Tonight.
I don't know, like mock script.
Tonight.
I don't either.
Tonight, Robert Thomas might be using a staff because he's out of the game with an injury. Jake Mabers may be as well. So backs are against the wall. We're in the valley. Are we going to step out of it? 6 p.m. puck drop against the Pittsburgh Penguins. It was just a bad sports weekend here in St. Louis.
I am really amused at the thought of a hockey team being the Penguins. Go on. That's all.
Being the Penguins?
Yeah, it's such a great. That's a great mascot.
You ever seen their mascot? They have a little scarf on. The penguin has a scarf. And
Why? Because it's chilly.
he skates and.
Oh. I hope he has the
hockey
skates
stick.
on.
Yeah, it's a cute little mascot.
And that's our Blues Report.
Tell that to Jaromir Jagr.
He might still be playing. He's probably 58 years old.
Yeah, he's still playing.
The Missouri Tigers had a painful loss this weekend as well in
Sorry,
Nashville.
Ryan.
Yeah, I knew that.
Are you okay?
You know, I was thinking about Ryan a lot this weekend because of this.
I haven't even asked how you're doing.
I'll let you know once he finishes the story.
Do you
want to?
Because you don't even know what happened.
Give the report? You could talk about it if you want.
I don't want to talk about it yet because I'm too emotional.
You're not ready, but you'll be ready after I share the story?
No, you won't.
20, 30 seconds.
Okay, got it.
So
the Tigers
prepare mentally.
Faced off against number 10 ranked Vanderbilt and lost 17-10, despite more total yards than them. Overall, I mean, when you look at the numbers, this is probably a game that Mizzou should have won, and they came oh so close to doing so, and they did it in part without their starting quarterback. Bo Pribula went down in the third quarter with a really ugly-looking injury. No broken bones, but he's going to miss some time, and there's a chance that he misses the remainder of the season, which is a huge blow for Mizzou.
Ryan, what do you think about their backup quarterback?
I haven't looked into it deeply enough. I do wonder, though, are we looking at a situation where no broken bones but a broken spirit?
Yes.
I hate when you get that look on your face.
Bo
You're so
Pribula
proud of yourself.
is also in a valley.
You're
right
so
now.
happy. You're like, broken spirit,
Do you know,
here we go.
What do you think about the new quarterback, the freshman?
To me,
Matt,
he's got a good future,
Matt,
but I don't know that he's ready for prime.
Matt
Zollers.
Zelensky.
To me, Matt Zollers has,
You know
again,
he could be making these things up right now.
a terrific,
He's a sophomore named Smith.
a terrific future ahead of him.
Well,
But at this juncture, when Mizzou's been doing so well, because to me, they deserve to win that game.
The
They had more
reliability
total yards.
of Ryan Wiggins of sports reports is on par with his weather reports.
That's not true. I know more about weather.
Like the Category 5 hurricane, it could be bad.
I told you it was bad for Jamaica.
Jamaica me crazy.
It got even worse for the Tigers when even when their true freshman backup quarterback came into the game. Final play of the game, Hail Mary to the end zone, caught at the 1 yard line. And they fell 1 yard short of tying the game on the final play of the game.
Man, that sucks. I didn't know that.
So Mizzou loses.
2 Hail Marys.
Yes, thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that. Illinois lost this weekend against Washington. This really
This is a very biblically allegorical segment.
I thought so too.
yeah,
What?
it's like that was done on purpose. The Illinois Fighting Illini
Womp.
lose 42-25 to Washington, and this pretty much puts an end to their hopes of making the college football playoff. They fall to 5-3 on the year with the loss.
I'm not going to count them out yet.
Why is that, Ryan?
Because you can't count.
Perseverance.
Perseverance.
I think they should just come back and give 110%.
They could. They still won't make the playoff.
It's like the Democrats complaining about the government shutdown being the Republicans' fault because they control all forms of government, but he doesn't understand the number 60.
I got breaking grocery store news.
Breaking?
Breaking.
Man.
This happened during this segment?
Not that breaking.
Oh, okay.
But like breaking over the last couple days. It's
Okay.
the weekend. It's the roundup.
Yeah.
It's
this
the catch
is
up.
your version of the
Yeah,
roundup.
sure. Schnucks has completed the purchase of 2 major Wisconsin-based grocers.
Did you say
expanding
Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
Is that the opposite of Eastconsin?
Did I say Wisconsin?
You're fine. She just does this.
Hey!
Thanks, Ryan. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. We got to stick together. They are expanding their family-owned network by 50 stores. The deal increases Schnucks' portfolio to 164 grocery stores across Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Wisconsin. They purchased Festival Foods and Hometown Grocers.
Did you hear that?
No. What?
Yes, you did. Did you hear that?
No.
He says Wisconsin.
He's fine. You're
Yeah,
fine.
us folks are fine, okay?
Oh
Exactly.
my gosh!
Exactly.
If anybody was a folk, it'd be you two folks.
She doesn't like the new pronunciations that we give. She likes the ancient ones.
I am mad. I have rage. Bobo says Wisconsin. Yes, exactly. Bobo heard it. That's gospel.
Is it now?
Yeah, it's gospel from a guy named Bobo Farms.
What's your name? Ryan Wiggins?
Darn right it is. Legally.
One more, or are you calling it?
I don't care. We can do whatever you want. I'm not.
Do 3, 4 more.
3 or 4 more.
No.
All right.
No.
Brad said, let's stop. Yeah, I'll go with one more here. We all know about the impact that the tornado last spring had on St. Louis. Still plenty of recovery going on, and there's going to be recovery going on for a long time. And I don't know, have any of you, I'm assuming it's been a while now since, but have any of you been able to go through Forest Park and see any of the damage to all the trees out there since?
I've seen, not from on the ground, but you can tell when I flew out of and back into St. Louis, you can see the blue tarps. I don't know if they're still on there, but blue tarps through the entire pathway of where the tornado hit. It was really quite something to see from an aerial view. It was a big path.
I drove through there shortly after it happened, and I haven't seen it since, though.
About 5,000 trees were affected by the storm. Not all of these were in Forest Park, but a large number of them were, and they do have some cleanup, or cleanup has continued to go on since really right after the tornado. And let me just say this too, in this article that I'm reading, it's made very clear that planting trees is not the top priority. It's restoring homes and taking care of the community, but there is also work being done to restore Forest Park, and over 1,200 trees being planted this fall to help get Forest Park back to the beauty that it had prior to.
Yeah. I think that tornado was... It's really crazy to think about that, because we were here broadcasting while that was going on. And do you guys remember they were covering it on the news? And the room in here was so dark. Mm-hmm. We have the curtains drawn during the show just to make the lighting in here a little bit better for the YouTube live stream. But it got so dark in here, and we had the local TV weather reports on, and we looked up there, and our building was on. I'm like, hey, that's our building. And then it went just north of where we are right here, but the damage has been significant. Hopefully they can continue to progress there. But it seems as though there are people who are a little frustrated at this point.
I mean, with good reason. Yeah. Things are moving slow. Surprise, surprise, it's government.
Let's take a quick break. YouTube live chat poll. Are you comfortable with President Trump's health? Yes, he's healthy for his age. You're a little concerned, or no, his health is a liability. You go to the Annie Fry YouTube channel, go to youtube.com/@AnnieFry. You'll see we're broadcasting live right there today. Go subscribe while you're there and vote in the poll that's located in the live chat. We'll be right back.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine.
Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan. You can call them directly at 314-324-4440. You can also text Stewie directly at 314-324-4440. Stewie has the Bagel Loan. He's the only one with the Bagel Loan. So if you're looking for the Bagel Loan, if you're Googling the Bagel Loan, you're going to get directed to Stewart's American Mortgage. The Bagel Loan is a mortgage, a brand new one that you can get for a new home that you're purchasing, or a refinance, even a cash-out refinance you can do with your current mortgage that comes at $0 in closing costs. So if you have the opportunity to lock in a lower rate, you can do that with the Bagel Loan, and it won't cost you anything, no closing costs, which can amount to thousands of dollars. You don't have to pay those. You just get to lock in that lower rate. A lot of folks are maybe looking at rates as they've come down here recently, from their highest highs. You might be able to lock in a lower rate, keep your payment about where it is, and shorten the term of your loan. 314-324-4440. Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS number 226715.
Do you have a dark curiosity? Heart Starts Pounding, Horrors, Hauntings, and Mysteries is a weekly podcast hosted by me, Kaylin Moore. Each week, I'll take you on a dark journey through terrifying true urban legends, bizarre true crime cases, chilling tales of backwoods horror, and more. So if you're looking to join a passionate community of the darkly curious, check out Heart Starts Pounding on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, stay curious.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
This station is now conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon for Generator Supercenter of St. Louis. And you know, your home is your sanctuary. You need to take the first step to peace of mind with a free estimate on a Generac home standby generator from the #1 Generac generator dealer in the country, Generator Supercenter. We learned the hard way here in St. Louis during the tornado recently that power can be knocked out. But even outside of that, what if the power grid fails and it's 100 degrees here in St. Louis? You don't want to be that person. Get with Generator Supercenter of St. Louis today. Generator Supercenter of St. Louis.com. Tell them that we sent you along.
The YouTube live chat poll today is asking you, are you comfortable with President Trump's health? Yes, he's healthy for his age. A little concerned. Or no, his health is a liability. Love starring the comments that come in. And one is from Vicky. I'm a little concerned, but I would be concerned about anyone near 80 that keeps the pace he does. And then Joe says, I'm concerned about my health, and I'm 30 years younger. I'm at least cognizant that it could affect all of us. So I'm interested to see how this one turns out because I don't know. How would you vote on the question? How will you vote on the question? Are you comfortable with President Trump's health? It is 2:38. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
From the gateway to the airwaves. 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
Everybody get up.
What a phenomenon this song was.
I love that song.
It's never not good.
No.
Even when it was being played all of the time, I never heard it and was like, make it stop.
Brad and I were just talking off air at the top of the hour, and he said, I very rarely hear a song and just instantly like it. And I said, I hear songs all the time and just go, I love that song.
Same. It like hits and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Give me more.
It's a mood. It's a mood.
Yep.
I was going to say it's a mood booster, but I guess it doesn't always have to be, but it usually is.
That's one of those songs that could exist without lyrics. The beat is just so good.
Yeah, it was somebody else's too.
Yeah, I know. He gets
Marvin
a lot of
Gaye,
flack
right?
for that. He took something from Marvin Gaye, but I've heard the track and you go,
Pharrell?
It's not really. I mean, it's there, but it's just like a lot of those samples. You hear something in the background, they take it, and they're like, "Oh, that's ours." You're like, "Yeah, but that wasn't the point of the song."
I love that song. The YouTube poll for today: are you comfortable with President Trump's health? Yes, he's healthy for his age. You're a little concerned, or no, his health is a liability. Ryan?
Because you put the caveat for his age, I'm going to say yes, he's healthy for his age. I'm not really concerned about him. He's almost 80 years old. So there's going to be stuff that happens. But for him, I don't see him really losing a step yet. He could be losing it a little bit physically. If he keeps golfing, though, he'll be fine. I'm not really concerned about it.
I really think about the toll that being the president takes, especially when you're doing the things he's doing. Joe Biden, there were weeks, weren't there? Didn't he go weeks before when we didn't see him? He was like off the radar for long stretches of time.
What comes to mind, and this may not be with the general press or ever putting out a statement publicly on anything, but Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House currently and then, said he tried to meet with the president over something it wasn't even like a big deal, but just something that was a normal type of meeting that the Speaker of the House and the President might have. And he said it took him over 6 weeks of asking and asking and asking. And that's something that you should do sometimes same day as long as everybody's in town. That should be something that happens fast. And it took him well over a month. I know that. I think he said 6 weeks to get that meeting.
I think when I think about President Trump's health, like today, I would say yes, he's healthy for his age, but I do think about what he's going to look like in 2 or 3 years.
Sure.
And I think that matters. I think that also there's a lot of discussion taking place right now about the powerhouse ticket that a Vance Rubio ticket would have, which I would absolutely love. I'd love for Marco Rubio to be the president. I'm neither here nor there negative at all on JD Vance, but I think JD Vance is a really good and refreshing politician. I don't know his in-depth thoughts and perspectives on policy, but he certainly seems to be on the right side of the issues that I care about. But it's almost by proxy because he's Trump's vice president. So I kind of glean onto him the things that President Trump brings to the table, and like, wow, we're on the same page. That's fine. So I don't have like concerns about JD Vance, but I know a lot about Marco Rubio. And when he was running for president in 2016 in that primary, he was my favorite. I think I voted for him in the Illinois primary. I think he's dropped out of the primary officially. Like it was like the day before the Illinois primary. But he was still in the ballot, and I think I still voted for him because I wasn't all in on the Trump thing at all. I was a very reluctant Trump supporter and educated to become a very active, attentive Trump supporter after the fact, after he became president and did the job. But when I think about the people, this is something I talked to Katie McFarland at 1:30 about. When I think about the people that are a part of this administration and how many people are part of the aggressive policies that they're pursuing, foreign policy, domestic policy, economic policy, social policy even. When I think about how strong and dramatic the shift is in the direction that President Trump is taking this country, it is like a breakneck pace of going a 180, completely the opposite direction. I don't feel like Donald Trump is the only part driving these policy changes to the direction that they're headed. I feel like he's got people in all of these different positions as advisors, as envoys, as cabinet members, whatever the position might be. He's got people that are experts in those fields. Like he's leaning in on their expertise. And then you have Donald Trump, who is the closer, who comes in and makes the sound policy happen, but not because he's the most brilliant person on every topic in the room, but because he has the sage wisdom to find the most brilliant people on these particular topics and then platform them in a way that they can effectively reach the best possible outcome. That's what actually makes me feel like this administration is going to have staying power, and how the people who are involved in it are also going to have lasting power. And it makes me, I'm leaning into that heavily and kind of paying attention to how the breakneck pace with which they're trying to get stuff done here, and just not even the first year being completed, 9 months in. I kind of wonder if time is of the essence because Donald Trump only has one term left, and this is a very difficult, physically demanding job. And they want to make sure they get as much done of the big stuff done as soon as you can so that those results can manifest before, if you're like promising things that are going to happen and we're going to really be able to see the results in 2029, that's too late. If it doesn't materialize into something positive for the American people before they get the opportunity to elect someone who's going to carry that ball forward, you might lose all that progress. And I think that the people in this administration are so important to that. And I always wonder in the back of my mind if President Trump's age is a concern to him. If he feels at all like, I'm going to be realistic about this. I know what to do. I know how to do it. But in 2 or 3 years, is Donald Trump going to be making trips to Malaysia and China and let's go hurry up and step into Alaska to meet with Putin. Like, can he do that the way he's doing it right now? And the more he asks of himself right now, the more I wonder how much that will take that toll for him later in this term.
It's a good question, but he's got a really competent team. You just said that. I just compared this team, and it's hard to compare federal to federal, but if you compare this team to when you look around the country and look at some of the Democrat governors and mayors, you're like, these people don't even know how to run anything. They don't run cities well. They don't run states well. They're
Brandon
just politicians.
Johnson.
Yeah.
The worst and best example of what you're talking about.
Yeah. And part of that's not just Republican, Democrat. They just don't know what they're doing. They're inexperienced. I mean, Mamdani's going to be that. He has no experience running anything, let alone that his policies are bad. But I look at this administration, I think these guys, they know what they're doing. They're competent people. Even if you don't like their policies, you got to admit they're competent people.
Brad, your thoughts on his health?
I'm not worried about it. I think he's healthy for his age. I get your concerns, but he hasn't shown me anything that shows me that he's slowing down at all. I mean, his voice is – he doesn't have the same voice that he had in 2016, and that's kind of like the only area that I can point to that it would be like, well, there's a little bit. And I know that he's going to be, 82 by the end of his term? That's
go ahead.
I was going to say that's a concern of mine a little bit, but you mentioned that his team, if something were to happen and Donald Trump could not even finish his term, I feel very confident that we're in good hands finishing out this term with J.D. Vance at the helm and with the team that's behind him there.
Just to not mischaracterize what I was saying, though, I didn't say I was concerned.
No.
I said, yes, he's healthy for his age.
Okay.
So I don't want I don't want people to think that I have some sort of concern for it. I just am realistically looking down the line here and saying, he's going to be 80 here, and you can't not be 80. You could be a great 80. You could be a Joe Biden 80, but I think that makes a difference. So go vote on the YouTube poll. Tell us what you think. If you are concerned, would love to know what that might look like to you, and maybe we will talk about that on the air. Vicky said, I'm a little concerned, but I would be concerned about anyone near 80 that keeps the pace he does. It's kind of what I was saying. I just don't think that we've seen, there's nothing that I've seen right now that makes me go, I am concerned now. I'm pretty much, as is most things, concerned about being concerned. So for now, it's a yes. Let us know what you think. See if you agree with all three of us here said, yeah, he's healthy for his age. We'll be right back with the results. Don't go away. Michael's Flooring Outlet online at igotfloored.com. Shop for flooring with the experts, the people who St. Louis bi-state area has relied on for decades and decades. Michael's Flooring Outlet online at igotfloored.com has the Smart Strand Mohawk silk carpet that you've been looking for. You want quality, you want value, you want Michael's Flooring Outlet. That Smart Strand Mohawk silk line of carpet has silky softness. Its superior performance offers you 3 times more individual fibers than ordinary nylon carpet. And each strand of Smart Strand silk carpet is packed with 700 silk-like stain-resistant fibers, so you can comfortably, and I mean comfortably, live your life on that carpet that you can get at Michael's Flooring Outlet. They have all the other types of hardwood, luxury vinyl plank, vinyl tile, carpet squares, whatever that you're looking for. When you shop at Michael's Flooring Outlet, you're shopping local and you're shopping with St. Louisans who have been great partners with 97.1 for years. Anything you need to know about them, you can learn online at igotfloored.com.
25 years of 97.1 in St. Louis. Here's Jimmy Fallon.
Danny Fry, Mark Cox. I mean, you guys have a stacked deck. You got that Jimmy Fallon guy later in the day, but you know what? You drink a little bit at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery, you'll get through a show. Congrats on 25 years.
More and more now I'm hearing when all my customers that are calling and setting up appointments for looking at different types of furnace and air conditioners, they're calling in because of all the years that I've said there is a common sense approach, and they want to see what that is. Well over 95% of the people are very happy that they did call me. I'm not saying that they purchased anything from me, but they're extremely happy that they did call me. It's not being cheaper, it's being explained in such a way to where they can make an honest decision for themselves and their family and what's best for their pocketbook. When you start getting prices for new furnace and air conditioners, call me. It's one easy number, Missouri and Illinois. Again, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Again, that's 314-293-2600. Or on the internet, it is bartinman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Range. It's the Annie Fry Show.
When you were learning to drive, how did that go? Who did you drive with, mom or dad or both?
Probably mostly mom. I don't remember driving a lot with either one of them, though. I think I did the couple classes, and because my birthday was so close to the beginning of the year that right when I turned 16, I had already kind of done my classes.
You had to take driver's ed, which
Yeah.
for me was a quarter. It wasn't a full semester. It was in. Did you take it at school?
Yeah, I did.
Did you have to take it 0 hour or was it in a regular class?
No, it was regular.
Ours was regular too, but they offered it 0 hour. So did you take it? So in Illinois, I turned 16 in the year 2000. So we had to take driver's ed. And then I think after driver's ed, you got your permit. And then you would drive on your permit. Did we have to log hours? I thought you had to log hours.
I think we did.
But you just didn't?
I just don't remember.
Yeah.
All I remember is being in that class with some kid named John who would always talk about ninjutsu.
That's what you remember.
That's what I remember.
Did you feel comfortable? Like, do you remember the first time you got behind a wheel and you were like out there driving? Like, do you remember that?
Yes, but I've said this before. I turned 16 the absolute last of any of my friends. So
You have a September birthday.
September.
And you were young in your class?
I was the youngest one.
That's super young.
I actually turned like my freshman year of college. I was still 17 when I started college. So I was very young. And I had already been kind of coasting around with my buddies. So it was nice, but we'd already been doing it.
It wasn't the ticket to freedom
Right.
that it is for a lot of people. Do you remember like having the power of a wheel in your hand?
Yeah.
And like the freedom that kind of like punches a ticket for you?
Yeah, I remember that.
What'd you do the first time you drove somewhere by yourself?
Gosh, I think I just went up to like a gas station and got Starburst or something.
It's like such a 16-year-old
Just
thing
to
to
do it.
Yeah, I remember I've told this story before, but when I got my license, my parents were both gone. They had some, I don't know if it was like a golf scramble fundraiser or something. I remember them being gone. And so my sister drove me to the DMV and I got my license there. And then I drove back home. And then we got home and I'm like, I have this freedom in my hand right now. And I'm like, I got to go somewhere. But in those days, you couldn't just call people. Like, my parents had cell phones, but you didn't carry it with you everywhere you go. There was a detachment that existed still at that point from the portable phone that you carried with you.
Call them after 9 p.m.
Yeah. And if you don't know how great it feels to have a phone call in 59 seconds, then you are on one side of the timeline. When you have that phone call and you hit end and it says 59 seconds, I still go, oh, sweet. But I got home. I drove my sister back home, and I remember the car sitting in the driveway there, and I was like, what? I'm like free now. I'm like, we hadn't talked about it necessarily. I hadn't had like a sit down conversation about it, but I'm like, I probably can't just leave. But my parents aren't here and I can't get a hold of them. I tried. They didn't answer. And I'm like, I'm going. This is an ask for forgiveness, not permission situation. And I went to my friend Kelly's house. I drove over to her house and I was like, hi, I'm driving. Look at me. Just me in this car.
Was Kelly like, wow?
Well, she'd been driving.
That's Annie.
She'd been driving for 6 months, and she was somebody who I rode with all the time. We played sports together. But I just remember being like sitting there in my 1991 red Ford Probe feeling like feeling like $1 million. No feeling like that. And I a lot of kids don't even want to drive at this point. I'm like, what's the matter with you?
21st century digital boys.
You want to talk about failure to launch.
Yeah.
You got to get out and live your life and get out of your parents' home, except for you, Charlie. You stay with me.
Get a real girlfriend, not an AI one.
YouTube live chat poll results. Ethan, do you have any concerns with President Trump's health?
Nada. 0.
Yes, he's healthy for his age.
261 votes. Are
right.
you comfortable with President Trump's health? 3% say
3%.
no. His health is a liability. 3%. 11% say they are a little concerned. 86%. Yes.
Oh, wow.
He's healthy for his age.
Yeah. So now when you see people getting on the MRI, he had an MRI, we need to know more about this bandwagon. Be like, we're good. We're fine. And he said if there was something bad that came of that MRI, that would be put out there too. If you believe him or not, it is what it is. But that news information from the Air Force One presser got the lefty trolls going on the internet, and I think you guys have sitting there with us going, yeah, he's going to be fine. He'll be just fine. Mark Reardon, coming up next. Don't go away.
Many of you know that my inspiration for becoming an accident attorney was my brother Tim, who was rendered a quadriplegic at age 18. I didn't know what a personal injury lawyer was or what they did, but I soon did. Tim was treated terribly by the insurance company, and I became enraged. It was a constant delay and deny. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Tim later worked with me for 27 years. Last year, my hero died at age 65. You can see my eulogy for him by visiting mybrothertim.com. He was one hell of a man. Because of Tim, together we built the largest injury firm in the world, and our clients are treated the way I would want my family to be treated. At Morgan & Morgan, nobody is a nobody and everybody is a somebody. If you need our help, visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer. See you soon, Tim. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
TheDittimoreGroup.com if you're looking to buy or sell real estate in both Missouri and Illinois. You can go to the Dittimore Group and you'll be in the hands of some of the kindest people who are experts at what they do. With RE/MAX Alliance, the Dittimore Group can give you access to their 50-plus years of experience. They are well known, they're very respected in their community, and their values are based on honesty and uncompromising integrity. That matters when it comes to listing your home for sale, or if you're looking to purchase a home. You wanted an advocate that's going to understand the details of what you're looking for and make sure that you're not overpaying, and that when you're listing your home, that you're listing it for an actual reasonable amount. Maybe that will facilitate some competition and get you a great price. What they do, this real estate, everything, it's full-time for them. They're not part-timers. They do this full-time. They are incredible at it. They're kind. They are honest, and their integrity is unmatched. Call them at 618-531-4652, 618-531-4652, thedittimore.com.
Guys, it's time to take charge of your health with my friends at Victory Men's Health. Mark Cox here. I already love what they do at Victory. They do hormone optimization, sexual health, weight loss, even vitamin deficiencies. Now they're offering specialty cardiovascular testing and even early detection cancer screening. Visit them at one of their 4 great locations, now in Sunset Hills, Town & Country, O'Fallon, Missouri, and O'Fallon, Illinois. Tell them Mark Cox sent you. Go